Kata viungo na kindumbwe cha siasa au politics ukipenda. We are streaming live from Facebook on Kilimanjaro Studios outside Washington DC, and we'll shortly be going live on YouTube, so please call it all your YouTube friends. And remember, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. 4570. Press star 5 to speak. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and we're now on TikTok. Now, we've been away for a minute, some in Kenya and some here. Tonight, as we recap our time away, we are putting diaspora romanticism up against reality on the ground in Kenya. We'll talk about iShowSpeed's Kenyan tour on the generational gaps it exposed, the masculinity debates it triggered, and the gender wars that followed. We are also diving into the intensifying ICE raids and the attack on Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar during a town hall. We'll set the tone for the OneMic Show in 2026. The World Cup is coming to the US, and the uncomfortable question on why diaspora Kenyans keep getting investments wrong back home. So start dropping your comments below and let us know what city, what state, what country you're tuned in from. Now, of course, bila kusahau, mnapokea mziki toka DJ wetu, Machachari, Mleta Habari, DJ Omosh Fire, na tunadunda kule viwanjani na Mika O, jezi yake nambari 7 mgongoni, akiletea habari za michezo. Moja kwa moja toka Kilimanjaro Studios, ni mimi mtangazaji na mwanahabari wako mpendwa Ali Badawi. Kwetu wananiita Abu Hisham, na wengine mniite mjukuu wa Masai, because I'm Kenyan by blood, American by design, Masai by choice. Sichagui, sikagui, na sibagui. Karibuni.
Now, let's talk politics.
This is how we are unpacking the gap between Kenya on the ground and diaspora narratives online. We'll also talk about iShowSpeed's Kenya tour and the generational and masculinity debates it sparked. In the US, we are discussing intensifying ICE raids, the attack on Ilhan Omar during a town hall. We'll also look ahead into 2026. The World Cup is coming to the US, and why diaspora investments back home keep missing the mark. Please drop a comment below and tell us what city, what country, what state you're tuned in from, or what island. Na asanteni sana, because I can see there's people already tuned in here. Karibuni. Welcome to 2026. I can see Washeke is already in the building. I can see Sambaza Podcast is also in the building. Anasema tuko mtaa from Dallas, Texas. Karibu sana. Washeke claims, allegedly, anasema Nikolamu, I'm in charge of the new military base in Manda Bay. Wow. That's Washeke. Washeke, karibu sana. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Kamakawa Goodyear ameingia, one of our first entrants pale YouTube. Anatuambia, anasema Happy New Year Mika, Happy New Year Ali, DJ Omosh Fire in the house, Happy New Year. Anasema nice to see you guys. Thank you so much, Goodyear. This year your Goodyear Gypsy Corner. Goodyear Gypsy Corner. Karibu sana. Let us know, like how you spent your time away while we were not there. I think the last episode we had was on the 5th of December. So we are it's almost 2 months.
It was the 12th.
It was the 12th. Yes, we had another episode on the 12th. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. We want to hear from you. What were you doing? Where have you been? And what were your Fridays like without us? The ones who were in Kenya, the ones who stayed here. What was going on? Now we're going to get started right away, but I can see also, before we get started, I can see Esther Mulusa is saying, "Boy, high on margaritas. Just chances on this episode." Okay.
She did what?
Yeah,
she chanced.
I don't know what that is. Did she meant to say uwi? I don't know.
Maybe she was saying ombolashina.
Okay. Sawa. So again, karibuni tena. We are really happy to have you. We're going to get started right away because we have so much to cover. It's going to be random, but also not so random. But tell us what you want us to talk about. Tell us what guests you want in 2026 and what topics you want us to cover. Type that in the comments. Now, of course, we've been away for a minute with some of us in Kenya and some here. Tonight, we're trying to flesh out our current realities on the ground, or rather current realities on the ground in Kenya against the diaspora romanticism. There's a lot of romanticism from diaspora, but kuna reality kule kwa ground. We'll talk about iShowSpeed's Kenya tour, the generational gaps it exposed, the masculinity debates it triggered, and the online gender wars that followed. Yes, there was a lot of online gender wars that were very shocking for me, but we're going to be talking about those. We're also diving into immigration with intensifying ICE raids and the recent attacks on Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar while she was speaking at a town hall. We'll also set expectations for the OneMic Show in 2026. There's an upcoming World Cup in the US, and the big question tonight is the uncomfortable issue on why diaspora Kenyans are getting investments wrong back home. So ladies and gentlemen, please buckle up as we welcome you to the 2026 season. And joining me tonight is our regular panel of Mika Och, DJ Omosh Fire, and Uno Mike. And of course, I'm yours truly, Ali Badawi, aka Mjukua Masai, aka Abu Hisham. Nitaanza hapa na DJ Omosh Fire. Karibu sana DJ Omosh, it's been a while. How did it feel missing out as a Samabani in Kenya for the first time in a very, very long time?
Yani, you've decided to
Yes.
start with violence.
Fire. We
Haya,
start with fire.
Omosh.
DJ Omosh Fire mwenyewe.
Si mimi.
Tell us, we want to know the formal.
Ni bradhako.
Yes.
Si mimi bro.
Tunataka kujua hiyo formal. Tunataka
brother.
kujua yani vile ulikuwa nasikia vibaya. Twende kazi Omosh.
Is Ramadan round the corner?
It's around the corner. 17th, around 17th,
So then I
18th
can
February.
tukana you. Foko jembe. Useless.
Okay, talk to us.
Shindwe sana.
Aya, after Matusi, tell us, how was it?
What is it that our friend from Nini says from Kajiado?
Guide? I don't know.
What does that say? Is there say Shindwe or what does he say?
No, he says, tell us about your formal while we were away. First time not being a Samabani in many
You know
years.
Ali, eh?
Yeah.
Ebu piga yo madhafu. You know it's over 10 years.
I know.
I think it's about Inagonga 15.
Yes. So tell us how was that
Let
feeling?
me tell you Maina.
Yes.
Akia Mungu.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the point karibu nifunge tu macho, nifunge nyumba, nitafute tikiti, ni exit one way.
Ukuje tu.
Nikienda niseme I'll figure a way to come back.
Mm-hmm.
But then reality set in.
Okay.
Reality slapped you.
It kicked me a good one. Nikasema, hey, go because you are clever. Go if you can. And then let's see what happens.
But now, how does America feel? Because even for me, it's been a while.
Let me tell you, first of all, Ali, it felt very, very, very bad being here, knowing that this is my time for reset, for
R&R.
R&R.
for what do they say, grounding yourself,
unwinding,
mtu toaga viatu sijui nini. And then it's a whole month of no meetings, no phone calls. You take phone calls if you need to,
right?
you know what I'm saying. It's not at because you have to. And then hauna schedule. That's the best part about that whole 1 month to 6 weeks in Kenya. You have no schedule. Schedule ni ile una make. Now una make as you wake up.
As you go.
You wake up.
As you wake up.
It's not even as you go, it's as you wake up. So if you wake up today and you happen to be Kisumu, that's the schedule for the day.
Yes.
If you wake up and you happen to be Nairobi, if you happen to be in Malindi,
in
if you happen
Naivasha,
to be, wherever you wake up, that is how you will adjust your self.
Accordingly.
And it's for a good 6 weeks or about 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
Somewhere about 5 weekends. Because
Okay.
you try to make sure you land on a weekend.
Yes. And you come back on
Right on a loose Monday rolling into
MLK.
Yes.
MLK, that's
Yes.
usually the favorite
Yes.
because unakuja on a Monday. So you maximize them last weekend.
Unadonjo and then remember ulitoka Monday pia huko.
Yeah.
Because it's really Sunday midnight.
Yes.
Huko, which
Yes.
is Monday.
Which is Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then over here still Sato.
Yeah.
So bado uko
Ukona time.
tell you a minor. And then I'm just seeing people over there sweating, doing shots, then we happened to have, to me I would say it's some of the coldest weather that I have experienced
In a while in
but
Maryland.
again,
Yeah.
I haven't been in the country in December for a
For a
very,
while.
very long time.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe this is what people complain about. But no, because there was a time when we were gongaring between 15 to 22. 15 to 22.
Yes, and that's very unusual for Maryland.
The good thing about it, yes,
Yeah.
very unusual. The good thing about it was there was no snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Like what we are going through now.
Now.
With this. Basically, this is ice now. It's not even snow. It's like it snowed. Then now things have stayed.
And
So-
be particular when you say ice. Carry on.
Oh, sorry. Barafu.
It's still.
Yeah, because ice, has many meanings nowadays.
Okay.
It has
Sama njeve.
yeah.
No, njeve is cold. So at njeve is not even the stuff that's on the ground because we can say
Still.
maybe we say black ice.
Yeah. Na hiyo ice ingine we'll be talking about
They
them
are
later
both
on.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Nata Mika mengia.
And even I didn't want to know that there was a guy who I knew called Mika.
Yeah.
I didn't want to know there's a guy who I knew who's called Ali. I didn't want to know. Yani wale watu nilikuwa na, in fact, I think I had blocked everybody, even OneMic. I didn't want to know where he was huko in 1968. Sikuwa nataka kujua.
Yes.
And then nilikuwaga tu kwa nyumba mimi na the 4 walls, was it 3 walls and a door?
Okay.
Let me
Sawa. Anyway, asante sana DJ Mosh Fire. I think we're gonna go to Mika. Mika karibu sana. Mika, you're one of the summer bunnies. What would you say was the number one
kwanza
big
hiyo jina
change
nimechukia sana.
that you
I don't know where
noticed?
it came
Ngoja
from.
kidogo tuuliza time yako
It's
imeisha.
not a bunny, sorry.
Yeah. So Mika, what would you say was the number one big change that you noticed this time in Kenya during your stay? Mika, twende kazi. Karibu sana.
Number one, mimi si Samopani.
Ati nini?
Mimi ni resident.
Yes, it's
Good.
a mabani.
That's
Okay.
a, that's
Okay,
a,
sawa.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
resident.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
So as a resident, what's the number one biggest change that you noticed?
When you went back to your residence.
Number one biggest change, and I went back to my residence. What was the biggest change? Was it the biggest change? Okay. In terms of me, let me explain how for me going to Kenya was this time. Right. This was the first time in more than. This was the first time ever I'm going to Kenya and I'm not working.
Oh,
So
wait.
this was the first time that I went to Kenya and I went to Kenya with one phone, one laptop. Literally, niladu mimi.
Mika, you didn't
Vile
work?
niko. Hivyo tu.
You didn't work, Mika?
I did not work.
Haya. I
It
don't
was
think you guys understand. I've seen this guy in action.
Yeah, so how was that, Mika? Tell us about that experience.
It was very relaxing, oh my guy. Wacha unajua vile umoja nasema unaamka sali unataka unafanya
Yes.
kile unataka
Yes.
unataka.
Yes.
Alafu unajua this is the first time nilienda Kenya na sikuenda club.
Wow, that's
I went
interesting.
for
You went for
concerts,
concerts, yes.
Yeah,
but I did not go to the club.
but what's the difference?
There's a big difference.
There's a very big difference.
Tuambie your difference.
In concerts, you get the authenticity of the artist. Unasikia, like this is where you know huyu anajua kuimba, huyu hajui kuimba.
See what was
Who
studio.
anajua kuperform. Si studio, si nini. And then the people who are there, people who like music, who enjoy the music,
Live,
the people
yeah,
who
live
feel.
music.
Because like if you see how those guys are doing those festivals, oh my God, yes, you really get immersed into that music, that whole atmosphere, and you enjoy music better. Ukizoea concerts na kwambia utakwenda club unarudi home after 1 hour.
1 hour is too
Club
long.
inakataa.
1
Haiwezi.
hour is too long. 1 hour is too long.
Club haiwezi.
So by concerts, you're saying you're going to places that are not clubs. You're going to actual concert spaces.
Live performance.
Yes,
Live performance,
live
yes.
performance.
With
Msanii na banda anapiga
musicians,
gitaa na
bands,
mko
everything.
nje mnapumua hewa.
Okay.
Mnakanyaga nyasi.
Yes.
Okay. What concerts did you attend while you were in Kenya?
I went to Blankets and Wine.
Uh-huh.
Nikaenda Bensol New Year.
Oh, nice.
Alafu hapo jirani yangu Geko anakuanga na live band pia, unaweza tembea tu ukienda kukula.
Okay.
Yes.
Haya, sawa. Asante sana Mika, karibu
Mika, you didn't
sana.
attend Kodong, or Kodong was I thought you went to Kodong also, or you missed that.
Kodong-
You had not
Kodong
left
is-
Kenya.
No, Kodong canceled their show. That actually
Oh yes,
why
that one. Yeah.
And that's something that I want us to talk about.
Okay.
Because your Kodong canceling the show, they walked away for a couple of reasons that they had. I think your Nikitu, your experience. Yeah, I was hoping Mika, you're gonna give us, nightlife later on, but wewe ulikuwa kama mimi, like no nightlife for me.
Ali, you never go for nightlife. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once in a while, I might stray.
Actually, one day you strayed.
Once in a while, I might stray.
One day you strayed.
Yeah, once in a while I
remember
might
you
stray.
strayed one day,
but
and I think that day your relative was misleading you.
yes, but that was a time I was with my Gen Z cousin.
That's why I said
Yeah,
your
na
relative was
alikuwa
misleading.
ananipeleka mbio
Hey,
sana.
Mazee, Ali looked very flustered.
Alikuwa ananipeleka mbio sana. He would take me like 3, 4, 5 different locations in one night, and I'm like, hey, bwana.
That's how it's done.
Twende pole pole.
No, that's how it's done.
Okay, all right. The number to call is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. This is the first episode 2026. Setting expectations. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Let us know what guests you want in 2026. Let us know what topics you want in 2026. Esther Mulusa hapa anasema missed this program, but you are here and you're saying you've missed it. Anasema sorry for the typos. My phone is old. It's a Series 7. While people are on sijui Series 13. I meant I chanced on this program by flukes. Still drunk on margaritas. This cold weather is too much. Missed one, Mike. This is I think I like this version of Esther Mulusa. Is she typing
with her thumb, or actually Ebu ask her a question like what does she think of,
or what does she mean by this weather is too cold?
No, what does she think of OneMic's head? Is it big or other?
Oh yeah. That's a good question, and that's not from me. It's not from the OneMic Show. It's from DJ Mosh Fire.
No, because
what do you think of OneMic's head? Is it big or?
We'll know whether it's her who has her phone or somebody else.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. Number to call 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. And then Nania nasema. Let me see. Washeka anasema is in that the concert that people died. We will be talking about that concert.
Yeah,
yes.
Wow.
And then hapa Morare Hema anasema people are old. God damn it, like Mora. Sijui unamaanisha nani, sijui unamaanisha.
Anasema nyinyi watu wa kutoenda club.
Yeah. Okay.
Juu siku hizi mume transition kutoka club to live music aka concert, and it's a blanket.
On that mina kubali.
And it's a blanket that has wine.
On that mina kubali, I've aged out. Like of that. Ali, I have to have a very
Ali, do you think yours is aged out ama umeangalia ukasema tu you just don't want to be bothered? Could a difference?
No, I think Omosh gets me because unajua mimi clubbing.
Oh, he gets
even
that is so sweet.
Hiyo ndo kuzeeka.
Mika.
No, lakini Mika unaona mimi one thing with me.
Hold on, Ali. Mika.
Even in my
Omosh gets Ali. Isn't that sweet?
Even back in my 20s unaanza kuleta hapa stories zingine. even in my younger age, I used to go out because of peer pressure. I would not it was not easy for me kujiambia amka nenda club. I would go because everybody else is doing it.
Siku za Nairobi West
unaona sasa hii umezeeka pia.
Siku za Nairobi West
hiyo ndo kuzeeka.
Like
hakuna sijui cha nini.
No, siku za Nairobi West was difficult because while I was still living in my mother's house, there was no such thing as going out. So hiyo kitu.
Okay, so that's eliminated. Okay.
Unajua nini? Wacha nikwambie, hata mkiekelea peer pressure sijui nini, hata sasa ikawa ni mzee bado unaweza pigwa peer pressure. Lakini vile umezeeka unajua kuna kitu inaitwa free will. Unasema hapana, unaenda kulala, unaheshimu mwili. Vile mwili nasikia. Ni uzee. Unajaribu kuipaka makeup.
Mika si ile kitu wao waga wanaekaga kwa nini ukifanya hiyo ukitupea si will be okay.
Okay. Na hapa Mora
ni vile unasikia tu vile magoti yako inakuambia unataka kurukaruka na unukeshisha usiku mzima ama eri ulale wamekekeshwa asubuhi.
Yeah, by the way hata hiyo issue ya kunukashisha zamani clubs zilikuwa zina shisha, but anyway Morapa anasema let's talk about Mario Naipe ASAP. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. This is the Kenyan the viral video that went over Kenyan lady being undressed, and there's been a lot of mixed information, mixed reports coming in. So we're going to be talking about that. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. So I want to come back to studio kwenda kwa Udo Mike. We also did not see you in Kenya this time. But what big, I'm suspecting you remained here because
I was here like
because you were not seen at all anywhere.
Even me, I didn't see him by the way, and we happen to be not too far from each other. I didn't see him.
But sasa what big Kenyan stories were being talked about hapa diaspora while us guys were away, because Kenya still lives in the diaspora even when we go away.
Kenyan stories?
Yes, hapa diaspora na wa Kenya hapa.
iShowSpeed. For some reason that thing was catching fire, like even my daughter.
Yes.
But you have your kids are the wako kwa
age group. They were fascinated about it.
Yes.
And it was just, and even listening to people that I know, you know, and you could see that I hope that this guy is not taken sijui to Mukuru. Like you can tell that these guys did not want to show an embarrassment, because I didn't even know that he was going to, until, you know, like you log into social media and then you start seeing that iShowSpeed. I'm like, who's iShowSpeed?
Yeah, because
but you see iShowSpeed, because I'd seen a few clips of him, you know, he's running against somebody, he's doing this, he's jumping high, but it never dawned on me who he was. And then when you do some digging, you're like, what?
Now
this guy is huge, bigly.
What's interesting is that Kenyan content creators,
yes,
that's like their God, him and the Mr. Beast. How those two, what's our YouTube? Ukiwaletea those two people,
it's a wrap. Now your iShowSpeed, that's part of what we're gonna be talking about later tonight. But that was a big story even out here in the diaspora.
But also, you know, like over here, what was going on? Pretty much, I think diaspora sort of like was more concerned and concentrating on what was going on locally, politically.
Here, mambo ya ice na nini.
That was a big thing. At some point, even Kasongo was like, at what? Okay. Hapa kuna watu wananaswa, kuna checkpoint, kuna nini, kuna this. So sana most people were like, okay, what's going on? What's happening? How do we anticipate? How do you fight? Or how do you warn? What do you do?
What do you do
if like even that if you're like what?
So that was a big issue.
It was huge.
That's another part that we're also gonna be talking about tonight.
Because after we interviewed Hassanen,
yes,
and we are thinking that this thing is gonna be like
it's gonna cool down.
What?
Yeah. It intensified.
Like a nonsense, bro.
It increased.
Yes.
Okay.
From 0 to 100.
Like 200.
All right. Okay, good. Again, the number to call 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Hapa Esther Mulusa anasema, Mora, you're right. I'm okay, but look half my age. Up. My students swear I don't look my age. Esther Mulusa, I like this version of you. Tell us more. Tell us some more.
You know what they say, right?
Yeah.
A drunk woman's words are a sober man's thoughts. Kaende.
Okay, so
sober woman's thoughts.
Maybe someone has her phone.
Well,
again, as I said,
we are gonna quiz the person.
We'll quiz the person who has the phone
to confirm. Yeah. Okay.
So she said that if she likes what about herself?
She likes. She said, "I am okay, but look half my age." Up. My students swear I don't look my age. That is Esther Mulusa. Karibu sana Esther Mulusa. And then hapa tuko na Goody.
Stop rolling your eyes.
Yeah, tuko na Goody hapa on YouTube. Anasema, sorry guys, I drifted but still listening. Good watching and listening from my watch. Talk to us, Goody. Let us know what's going on your side. Now, as for me, you know, like I left, you know, like 2 days after the last episode, after the closing episode, we had like 14th, 15th Apple.
Yes.
I left, went through Qatar. It is very sad.
How was your ticketing and costing? Because normally we used to do those things of atiji when hapa you do this, you do that. Round here ulifunga tu maji.
Alafu najua yeye this is the guy of
atiji compare, contrast,
and
sijui.
It doesn't matter mbokinya whatever figures kaende.
If this then that atiji my
I paid a painful fare.
And by the way, hold on. Yeah. By the way, another guy who, by the way, no one, you know, because he missed you or you missed each other.
Yeah.
Even him is a guy of like you.
Yes.
Anangojaga 2 days before.
But tunaona for me it was a self-inflicted wound because mimi nilikuwa najua nitaenda.
And he still didn't do anything.
Yeah, so I kind of procrastinated.
But I know what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I went with Qatar. The saddest thing is that I think there are so many Kenyans who go to Kenya during this period, and any other airline unaingia, whether it's KLM, Qatar, Emirates, you find so many Kenyans, meaning there's a lot of missed business.
Which
from KQ.
Which leg?
Yeah.
Which leg are you talking about?
No,
are you talking about the leg where you connect from where everybody
I'm
leaving
from even leaving from
Stato.
Okay.
Even leaving from Stato.
Leaving from Stato.
When coming back,
yes,
you're seeing a lot of Kenyans who are coming back here, and you're like, this is business that KQ.
That potentially KQ
this is very low hanging fruit business for KQ, but for some reason it is being missed. and it's being missed for a
price.
number of reasons.
It's price.
Majorly price. KQ at that time that I wanted to fly was $3,000. The itinerary that I wanted was
But my friend,
$3,000.
me, I told you about my KQ experience and nikwambia uachane na hiyo kitu.
Yes,
Keep
so
moving.
no, I've already done KQ before. Na hiyo issue ya connecting. I had the issue
so
coming
did you
back.
do it when they had already opened up that you could do one flight, or you had to do the separate one?
No. It was one flight, but the issue when I came back last year, I used KQ.
Okay.
The issue when I came back last year was that when you come back, that flight, first of all, always without fail leaves late. And it leaves late because I think there are other flights coming from other countries
They're waiting.
that people who are coming to the US are going to be connecting. So ile time inafaa kutoka, it gets here late. It's supposed to get here at 6 something. So it gets at about 8 something. Now sometimes connection yako
very late.
is like 30 minutes from when the plane lands.
That's
So
very
you have
late.
to wait. And then your issue is that KQ doesn't have staffers on the ground. At JFK.
Yeah, they pay other
they've hired a warm body
airport services,
staffers.
right?
So
Yeah.
those guys do not even have any information on a computer. They have to wait. You have to be rebooked. Sometimes you'd have to stay there a whole day. Last year I stayed in that New York airport the whole day mpaka nikapitana na Bill Clinton. I was like, ala, yani nimekaa kwa airport mpaka now I'm starting kuanza kupitana na ma celebrity hapa. But that was last year. So this year, to avoid that experience, I took Qatar. So KQ kama mnasikia
Missed business opportunity.
missed business opportunity. It's not only me.
Yeah.
It is a lot of people.
Yeah.
We still want to use KQ, but you guys gotta do better.
Because you can imagine Ethiopian Airlines is always
Rarely would Ethiopians use another airline.
they will not.
Yeah, that's very rare.
Well, it
and that
actually-
should be the case.
But it
with
actually
us.
makes sense, and for Ethiopians to use, Ethiopia has figured
Yeah.
this. They figured this thing out a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, of course, other than that, they get their own food, blah blah blah, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But for us guys, if let's say the price of KQ was high, but the experience was commensurate with what you're paying,
Yes.
you probably would say, you know what, I'm gonna support the carrier and close
Yeah.
my eyes and go with KQ. Mimi hata sahi, unless KQ is giving me a free ticket, sichukui.
Now the other issue with
Based upon my
KQ,
experience.
well, that was last year. I don't know whether they've changed this year. There was not even paid Wi-Fi.
No, they didn't have it
Yeah,
last year.
is
Ali.
talk to your
They
neighbor.
didn't have it.
They didn't have it.
14 good
talk
hours.
to your neighbor. That's
14
your
good hours.
entertainment.
Nadil na kichwa ya OneMic. You're
Yeah.
kidding me.
Talk
There's
to your
no way.
neighbor. That's
I'm
your
sorry.
good. Now Qatar, very interesting.
Sorry.
Qatar, at some point I think they used to have paid Wi-Fi, but now it's free.
Mnafaa kuunderstand kitu moja.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mika.
KQ has been operating on losses. It hasn't had time to order new planes. So everything that we are using as a service is not what it's supposed. Haiwezi compete na kina Qatar na vitu zingine. So for it to maintain the route, it has to service the route. That's the best plane we have. Hizo ndege mpya zenye walikuwa wameorder zikikuwa delivered.
Sisi
Na hazina wifi.
kina Qatar
Ama
walienda
nini, then
kwa
complain.
nini?
Omosh, unajua
No,
mimi
no,
napenda
Nani has a
starehe.
point. Nani
Unajua
Mika has
mimi
a
napenda
point.
yeah.
starehe.
Yeah.
Mimi
No,
napenda-
he has a
unajua
point.
mimi
I know what
napenda
he's saying.
starehe kwa ndege.
Yeah.
But hata to some point I know that when I book KQ ndakuwa it's something you have to put in mind when you're booking it. Don't book KQ expecting
Services.
Qatar services.
Okay.
It's simple as that.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough.
And
Fair
I think
enough.
is it Emirates or Qatar? One of them has got Starlink.
Ni Qatar.
So Qatar was very
Qatar
interesting.
is the only airline in a free Wi-Fi internationally.
Because of Starlink.
Yeah, na before my experience Qatar, kuna comments nyingi hapa sana zimekuja. Anita aka Shtuns, tulikuwa tunafaa kukutana, hiyo hapo tutafanya kesi baadaye.
Hey,
Because
hii ni ya
I-
nyuma ya tent.
So,
Yeah, hii ni ya nyuma
ule
ya tent.
Anita gani? Anita ule aliimba
Ule-
ama ni ule Anita?
ni ule Anita
Ule
wetu.
Anita ako pale kwa Highlands.
Huyo
Kwa
hapo.
Highlands.
Yeah. So anasema KQ poor service for me. Mwakisha Mgendi Brai, karibu sana. Mwakisha anasema mimi nilipatana na Muhoho Kenyatta JFK. Okay. All right. And then Esther Mulusa anasema my decision is that the airline allows for 2 bags. Anything else is okay. Kenya Airways, Air France, and Ethiopian plus Lufthansa allow for 2 bags. Some airlines have scaled down to 1 bag. Etihad. If you ever use Etihad, utashika adabu.
And even British, by the way,
utashika adabu
isn't it
because
based upon the class of ticket you buy?
No, apana economy, there's some airlines that will only allow you one bag.
That's why I say the class.
Before you book your ticket, you have to check. Because British Airways.
Omosha amesema kweli.
There's economies in there, different classes within.
Yeah, tickets kuna J class, K class, L class, C class. It depends on the class of ticket.
But saa unaona Qatar, Lufthansa, hizi airlines, Esther may mention, they all allow 2 bags. 50 pounds. 50 pounds.
Hata ya France iko na hiyo ya bag moja.
Yes.
It depends on the class of the ticket.
Very cheap ticket.
So ukibuy ticket ya sotano,
yes.
Yeah.
It's one bag.
You ni bag moja.
Ni bag moja, yes.
And by the way, I just wanted to say,
yeah,
Stones is probably in Scotland.
Yes. So
big shout out to Scotland.
Big shout out to Scotland.
If they're listening.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What time is it there now?
Yeah.
Whatever that time it is.
So alafu hapa Washeke anasema I'm in a lot of travel groups with non-Kenyans and they have same complaints about KQ. Poor customer service, lack of communication, no Wi-Fi. And then hapa Mwakisha anasema KQ ni bite malaria parasite. And then Mora anasema that's so bad pole Ali. Washeke anasema KQ ni mbukinya ya hewa. My goodness.
Wow. So
and
which
then,
customer service are they talking about? Because there's 2 customer service.
No, KQ.
On the plane?
Yeah.
To me, KQ service on the plane was not bad in terms
no,
of...
that service in the plane is good.
Now we're talking about customer service like if you call.
So,
Yeah, ile ya kucall. Yeah.
It doesn't
Hiyo
exist.
is a different
it's
story.
Never existed. What do you mean?
And then Washeke anasema it's Qatar that has Starlink. And
Okay.
then Sally Jones, Shiro Minotis, karibu sana, anasema Happy New Year, good peoples. Esther Mulusa anasema the problem with KQ is the Snorri crew. I can't stand their colonized minds.
Oh, wow.
They think they should only serve white people or something. Well, okay.
Maybe
and
it
then
could be training.
Inafungua roho.
It could be training.
Yote kile inafungua roho.
Mora anasema Lufthansa is so good, I've come to love it. Then Masheke anasema Ali, no, even Qatar has a very cheap economy ticket that has no checked bag. I did not know that.
Yes.
And then hapa Anita anasema Ali, what happened? It was past bedtime. We unaanza kuleta
Wow. Anita toboa.
Wacha ishi hapo.
Anita, call.
No.
Call.
Usitoboe.
202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. Anita talk. Oh, sorry.
Sawa. Tuliza big one mic. Hapa Mwakisha anasema I paid twice for a ticket and got refunded nikifika. And then Edgato anasema the last time I saw OneMic, he was a young man. That's Edgatoho talking about one.
So hiyo Gatoho
Yeah.
walienda shule moja na baba nani?
Hanya.
Baba Hanya. Or the neighbor Zame Unushago.
Yeah.
Huyo ni msee saa hii.
Yes.
Anyway, where Gatoho?
Is he a coffee farmer who can hook us up with some coffee?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Aya, sawa.
Blood nonsense wewe.
Okay. Some comments here from Gudia anasema I will never do KQ or British Airways. Ethiopia and Rwanda Emirates sawa. 23 kg plus 2. And then Gudia kama kawa ametuangushia 10 sterling pounds pale YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much Gudia. Ameangusha 10 sterling pounds.
Next week,
yes,
we're gonna post our Zelle or number,
so
people can carry.
By the way, right now you don't even need Zelle. You can just go to YouTube. On the bottom right corner you'll find your currency. Unaona kama Edgatoho akona sterling pound. People in the US you'll see a dollar sign.
Edgatoho or the other one.
No, not Edgatoho, Gudia.
Gudia, yes.
Gudia akona sterling pound. If you're in the US you'll see a dollar sign. Those who are watching from Kenya, tell us whether you see KES. I don't know that KES imeingia hapo. So mnaweza kugusa
Tingisha YouTube. Tingisha.
Kuingia hapo mtingishe.
Support this studio.
/ na equal sign.
Alafu nani Gudia nauliza where are people on YouTube? Watu wa YouTube, Edgato, they're here.
We have people,
they're watching us.
They're just not commenting.
Yeah. Na hawajatingisha hiyo dollar sign pia. Maybe that's why wanaona haya.
And expect merch coming very soon on that on our YouTube channel.
So back to my experience. So with Qatar, for the first time ever, I had an 11-hour layover. So for the first time
you
nilitoka
come out?
airport. Yes.
Bas.
For the first time ever, I went into the streets of Qatar. You know, like I have a cousin who works there. So tulienda tukakutana, akanipigisha round. My oh my, that country is
uliona infrastructure?
beautiful. The country is beautiful.
Kwanza the DAOs.
The metro from the airport, unaingia kwa metro. That metro is so clean.
Shuttle.
It is so beautiful. It is so nice. Like, it is shocking how much propaganda that comes from the United States sometimes. That place was so nice. Yani ukienda, like, and the place was actually extremely clean. You know, like, and this is, you know, like, even when I was telling people in Kenya, they were saying this must be something because unatoka America, and you're saying that place was clean. Metro, tukatoka nje, you know, like, we went.
Did you need a visa to get out?
No.
With an American passport,
if you're an American passport, they will
don't.
just stamp something. They will just stamp
So if you have a
something.
green card or whatever, you have to
Sasa
get.
what I did not know that I should have
green card
requested,
unaweza toka.
if you have more than 8-hour layover,
Unaweza pata hotel.
they will give you a hotel room. But sasa hizi ni vitu mimi nilifanya
Or with
last minute.
Emirates.
Yeah, no, with
Etihad, with Qatar, sorry.
With Qatar, yes.
Qatar.
However,
Yes.
the key to that, Ali, is that
Yes.
if you booked on purpose, meaning
Yeah.
if there was another booking of a 2-hour layover, they wouldn't give it to you. But if there was no other booking for your itinerary,
Oh, really?
yes. So that's the key. That's the part that.
Oh, so there's a caveat.
There's a caveat. The caveat here
Yes,
is that
sikujua.
because otherwise everybody would be taking that one, so they get time na wanaenda kwa
So
hotel.
nilipofika airport, there was a flight that was leaving within an hour and a half of my landing time. So nikakimbia kwenda kuipata. I got there like it was 45 minutes before. Wakanambia they can't change it.
'Cause of
You have to be there at
luggage.
least an hour.
An hour, yeah.
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 You have to be there at least an
And
hour.
I think those are IATA standards.
Yeah.
I think they're standards.
so
that-
so
interesting.
so hapo ndo nikaamua, you know what, I will go.
Unaona huyu ni subject matter expert of
Yeah, he's
flying.
a subject matter
Let
expert.
me
Yeah.
tell you, kwanza huko Qatar, by
Yeah.
the way, Qatar has, even if you don't have, let's say someone who doesn't have a relative,
Yeah.
you can actually go through Qatar Airlines themselves and
Yes.
do a tour.
They'll give you a
and
tour.
That tour used to
Wait,
be free, but
Ali.
it costs $14 now. Or maybe it's gone up kidogo. And they do a tour for like 3 hours. You go through,
So,
you see
Ali.
all those things.
Okay, Mika.
So wachana ama jamaa mi niliwaambia kitambo huko kwa Waarabu ni first world country, America ni third world country, mlikuwa mnafikira na wadanganya.
Mika, I totally agree. It was shocking. Yani,
we agree with this guy.
yani
So-
as in
Why
like,
are we being needed?
So where did you go? Did you go to the Corniche?
nilienda hii market na sahau jina yake. There's a certain
Sukwakif.
Yes, Sukwakif.
Yes. Ulikaa ukakunywa kale
Your
kachai yao
place,
na nini
your place.
ndogo.
Kwanza, I ate so
Very
much.
nice.
Mpaka I was
Very
wondering,
nice.
am I gonna be able to make it back to the airport? Because nilikuwa na cousin wangu who works there, so she was taking me around, you know, like, and then they had so much stuff, but then again, you don't have, you know, like enough, because nilikuwa nimebeba backpack. Nini yangu nilikuwa nimecheck in.
Your carry on.
Yeah,
Unajua,
my carry on.
you could even have-
When I left, they gave me the opportunity to check in ile
The
ya
carry-on,
kuvuta.
yeah, but-
So I only had a backpack.
But even your backpack, you could have actually checked it into a locker in the airport. But
Oh,
that
I did.
was- yes,
That's
you can get-
information that I did not even
You
know
can
that.
get a locker there at the airport.
And then while I
to
was
work
there, I think there was a tournament, you know, like for Middle Eastern countries or Asian countries, because kila mtu alikuwa na jazi ya ball.
Kulikuwa na nini Champions League ya Asia.
Oh yeah, Neo champion, because there were any jerseys a ball. They were all over the place. There were so many soccer fans. It was an amazing experience. It was a short time, but you know, like quite a memorable experience. And then the number of Kenyans who work in Qatar. So I always knew there are many in the airport.
Kalenjin.
By the way, Wakalenjin ni wengi sana. Even outside the airport,
Wako wengi.
like traffic marshals, watu wanasaidia. Yani there's no traffic, but there are people who are there
conducting
to
traffic.
help you cross a road.
Yes. Yes.
Wanakusaidia mpaka kuvuka
Na pia
barabara.
directions. Ukiwauliza,
Kama
they give you
ukiuliza
information,
directions,
they tell you, they give you.
As in, they were, you know, like Kenyans, ukiingia kwa malls pia, ukiingia
Do you have to be fluent
kwa
in Arabic?
supermarket. No, Kenyans are being hired because of English. because there are so many foreigners there.
Yes, it's a tourist destination.
The Sri Lankans, the other Asians who are wengi wao hawajui kizungu.
Got it.
Yeah, so Kenyans hizo kazi za kizungu they dominate them. Wanazidominate. Na pia sasa pia kuna kazi kama kwa airport, from the cleaners to watu wengine wanafanya kazi zingine, customer service nini.
Yeah.
So many Kenyans are being employed
they
there.
even work for what's that service called? Marhaba? I think it's Marhaba service or something.
Yes.
That helps you with luggage
Marhaba
Yeah.
iko Dubai.
Hiyo ni Dubai.
Okay, well, equivalent at the airport, they have something similar, and a
Yes.
lot of Kenyans work there. Even security yao wagani wa Kenya ndio wanacheki.
No, the
bags and all of
airport,
that. Yeah.
majority of the airport staff in Doha is Kenyan. Like there is, hiyo ndo ile ulikuwa unaona zile scandals zilikuwa zinatokea huko kwa Kalenjin, sijui watu wamegongwa pesa, sijui kazi za kupelekwa. And that is why unaona president wenu akisema ana negotiate kazi diaspora nini. Ani mabeste zake who own those staffing agencies.
So they are profiting.
Job ziko, akiongea, he's not speaking out of his ass. He's just plugging his people kuendelea ku provide your labor force in the Middle East. It's actually a cartel thing that they own it. Tuko na Australia.
Okay.
But the thing is, you'll find a lot of these customer service jobs. So most of these services jobs are held by Kenyans, Filipinos, and these are the white people who can speak a little bit of English.
Okay.
Yeah.
So asante Mika. Number to
That
call
was
is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. Hapa Hanigal Njeri amecomment kwa YouTube anasema I don't see the dollar sign. Na Gudia amemwambia it's next to the comment space on the right hand there is a sign of dollar. So Njeri nenda ucheze na hiyo dollar sign. Hapo on the bottom right there's a dollar sign. It's subtle but iko tu hapo.
There, it's after the smiley.
Yeah,
Next to
after the smiley. Kwa hiyo part ya chat ya comment, you'll see a dollar sign. So cheza nayo.
Unless she might have
Yeah.
tulipie rent, tulipie stima.
Yeah, na kwa vile najua wewe
milionea kaya ketao.
milionea kama wewe, yewa hana small bills.
Weka thao.
Hana small bills. Yeah. So cheza na hiyo hapo. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. Komosh.
Did you see the stadiums when you did your tour?
Yes, you're talking about Talanta. You're talking about
the World Cup stadiums.
No, I did not get, because time ilikuwa there were so many things to do.
Okay.
Time ilikuwa kidogo because 11 hours, like already.
Hebu ngoja. Omoshe burudio swali yako.
Did he see the stadiums?
Sizo stadiums ilikuwa temporary.
The World Cup
Which stadium?
They were temporary.
The World Cup stadiums.
Bomolewa.
Yeah.
Zote, I thought they left a couple.
Zenye zilikuwa zile za maclub zilizo hazikuwa temporary.
Okay.
Remember those stadiums zilikuwa
containers.
Zilikuwa cornish hapo kulikuwa na container.
Yeah.
But they had some which were temporary.
They were going to give away, yes. I remember. But not all of them.
Okay, na kuna comments hapo Facebook nimezikosa, utazisoma uno Mike. Edgar Toa anasema angusheni Cash App, I support the former young man. Cash App bado hatuna, but unaweza kuingia pale YouTube and you will see a dollar sign at the bottom right. Very easy. And you'll be able to do it. And then Esther Mulusa anasema Dubai layover is great. They shuttle you to a hotel. Haki, it's like walking from the 459 degrees Fahrenheit degrees heat into the fridge. The AC system is out of this world.
Correct.
Mubelo anasema alisema tu kwamba Qatar ni kama Bukoba tu. Sawa.
Wow.
Wetu alike Bukoba and then we'll make that
Yani
decision.
ashaingisha hapa mambo za Kagera Sugar.
Ameingiza mambo za Kagera Sugar.
Have we set up Zelle?
Yeah.
OneMic Show. Have we set up Zelle?
Zelle I don't think to set up, but if we have, we will let you know. We'll find out shortly.
No, fanya hivi Gatoho.
I think we have
Send it to my number.
No.
Gatoho.
No.
Bad move.
No, anaweza afanya na email yetu.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, Zelle.
Yeah.
Zelle, okay.
OneMicShow@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Okay, sawa. Hapa Esther Mulusa anasema
Tingisha hapo.
the Dubai long layover includes a hotel, and shuttle to and fro from the airport. One has an overnight courtesy of the airline. And then Washeke anasema when you go to Qatar, UAE, South Korea, Singapore, Japan, that's why you'll realize America is a third world country. And then
with air,
Mikey Wheat anasema Ali mtu wangu Joe, wacha story ya jaba. We Mikey tuambie story ambayo sio ajaba. Number to call na tupigie pia Mikey 202-683-4570 press star 5 to speak. The other thing, you know, like while I was in Kenya, mazeme hijack story yangu
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ni mafans.
Okay,
Yeah,
Nima fans.
Yeah, they were the ones telling us.
They
what
missed
to
me
do,
more than they missed you guys. But anyway,
No, they're correcting you, but
okay,
sawa. They missed you.
I actually, this time in Kenya, I spent most of my time in Malindi. You know, like I think this is the first time I spent, you know, like more time in the coast than I did in Nairobi. Nairobi, I think I was there the first week.
Anita, there's your answer.
And the last week. No, we were in Nairobi at the same time. I
rest my case.
Story yetu na Stoons hiyo hapo ni ya baadaye.
Let me be quiet.
So I spent most of my time in Malindi, and maybe for those of us who, you know, like talk to me regularly, you know, like I've been open about this. Niko na school huko, nimefungua
Schooling ni nini?
Yeah, a school, you know, like a school where kids go to learn. Yeah.
Okay.
So I have partnered with a couple of my relatives. Tumefungua school huko inaitwa the Iman Garden School. So if you know anyone, you know, like
Malindi,
looking for a school right now, tumeenda mpaka, we are only up to grade 2. We plan itakuwa full-fledged school itaenda mpaka, I think right now ni mpaka grade primo inafika sijui ni grade 9, and then we'll think about, but so the plan is to kwenda mpaka grade 12,
8th grade
at the right
8th.
time. No, ni mpaka grade 9, my
Oh,
friend.
really?
Yes.
Yes,
You know, 9 is from 1. Anyway.
No.
It's
It's grade 9.
It's grade 9.
It's grade 9 ni primo.
Hii kitu mazee
ECB,
confused.
it's very
This
confusing.
like a nonsense.
Ni worst.
Yes.
Because you're trying to emulate the system here, but
It's worse
okay,
test.
sawa.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So a lot of things I've learned. We were recruiting students, you know, and learning, you know, like the different priorities people have huko as compared to Nairobi. So it was a very interesting
From the parents'
experience.
perspective, or
Parents' perspective, and then, you know, like the fact that income za huko si kama za watu wa Nairobi. So sometimes, yeah, you know, like sometimes, you know, like parents are looking for something that will fit their pockets.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes unakuta school fees could be like maybe 20,000 a term na mzazi anaitisha payment plan. And that's just
Correct.
the reality.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's just the reality of people living there. And then tulikuwa tu, you know, we now have a school van, nilizunguka nayo, and it's quite interesting how expansive now areas where people have settled. I had estimated that the school van will be moving 10 kilometers kwenda kuchukua watoto na kurudi. It was, I grossly underestimated. It's 37.
okay.
One way or combined?
One way.
Yeah.
37
So you look at 70 kilometers.
For those who are familiar with
They are
the
going
area,
out for what?
they're going
45 minutes
they're
or an
students
hour?
all the way out in a place called Sabaki. Yeah,
Okay.
kule karibu na Sabaki River, and it's going all the way there. So it's a very expansive area, and of course kuna watoto wengine ambao weko town. There's some who live closer to the to the school. So mtu anataka kujua details ya shule, you know, like
Slide into it.
slide in. And it's called the Iman Garden School. Iman has a double A. You can Google it. Tuko TikTok, tuko social media. You can go in there, ask questions. You'll have people
And you know
answering your questions.
the beauty of this school,
Yes.
that unajua wahenga waliona kizuri cha jiuza. Apparently without even advertising, without even whatever.
So the first year there was no marketing.
There was no marketing.
But people saw
Right now
it
there's no
and walked
marketing.
in. Yeah.
People just walked in.
So we started marketing sasa in December. But prior to that, there was zero marketing.
Even that marketing itself that
Yeah.
you started December probably might be okay. It'll do some good, but
Yes.
chances are like because of machinani and the roots.
Parents are looking for quality education.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Parents are looking for quality education. Alafu najua sasa hiyo school yetu it's integrated but it's mixed. And I know these terminologies maybe may not be familiar. So integrated means unaona sasa kama sisi Waislamu like we go through two parallel education systems, and a lot of people don't understand that. Unaona saa kama, like when I was in Primo, like Saturday na Sunday, we never had weekends, because Saturday na Sunday unaenda madrasa. Now if you're going to a school in Mombasa, ukitoka skuli jioni unaenda madrasa jioni. So we had two parallel systems, and it was sometimes a bit heavy. So now the new thing is that schools are becoming integrated, whereby your curriculum ya madrasa is also being integrated into the schooling system. So now you can do your CBE or 844 na mnaweza kusoma hizo masomo za madrasa, lugha, fiqh, sira, Quran, and all those other things that we study.
Before we proceed, Ed Gatoho ametingisha
YouTube.
Hii ya YouTube.
Okay.
Lakini imekuja kwangu, lakini nita forward.
Okay, sawa. Na usikate commission.
Hapana.
No.
Hebu iangalie.
Usikate commission.
Angalia ujue ni ngapi.
Ed useme ukweli.
No, pale down, all the way down.
Okay, sawa.
Umeona ni mbao?
Nimeona hiyo hapo.
Lakini ametingisha mbao.
Usitoe commission, usitoe 50%.
Umse wa Kangemi anaweza tukata kama ile bridge. Unajua vile ile bridge wamekatwa na wasee wamekaa hapo nini kwa market.
Yes, but Edgato, asante sana. But back to what I was explaining. So the new thing in Kenya, like especially for Muslim parents, is they're looking for integrated schools. Hapo Malindi, there's a very good integrated school that is one of the oldest integrated schools in Kenya, inaitwa Tahdhib, which is very advanced. Now the difference with our school is that school yetu, we are also admitting, like non-Muslim students. So
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, so it's a mixed school.
That's the integration you're talking about, or it's both?
No, it's Sasa integration is integrating
the religion side,
the religious side, which is very important. So time ya religious sasa unajua, because kuna ile IRE na CRE.
Yes.
IRE is very light compared to what we do in fact IRE it's just one of those things for checking a box. But sasa like hii system ambayo tuko nayo, where they're learning different subjects, and then time hao wengine wanalearn hizi subjects, there's other activities for students who are not Muslim. Like there's other activities. Si ati wako idol ama wanafanya nini. There's other activities.
From Ralph Kilondo.
Where is it? Is on Facebook. On Facebook. Okay, in Ralph Kilondo anasema, I have a project in the Mtangani area in Malindi, and we support local initiatives through our corporate social activities and support schools in the area. We talk later in the year to see how we can work together. Tuko karibu sana na Mtangani. We're in an area called Migingo. So hiyo nini, so Ralph anajua hiyo area.
Na Ralph unajua kwanza pia nimemwona ni mse wa avocado.
Yes.
Unaona vile ametuanga ma avocado huko nyumbani.
And I've seen your project yake, the big project here in Malindi. In fact, Ralph tutaongea na tutakutana. I'm gonna give you directions uende huko the Iman Garden School ujione. Yes. So that's part of what really occupied a lot of my time.
So Ali, like did you, just out of curiosity, did you deal with our people on the Ministry of Education side?
So the Ministry of Education, that is the toughest part. That's the toughest part. There's a science behind how you have to deal with them. So there's still certain things that we are following up on, where we've been going. Na sasa problem ingine is office ya Ministry of Education iko Kilifi, haiko Malindi. So you have to drive all the way to Kilifi. Na sometimes
it's about 45
minutes, 50 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Because sometimes unafika
for an administrator to do ufike alafu msee anakuambia huyu jamaa ametoka
ayuko. Unaambiwa ayuko, and that's just so
rudi siku ingine.
Yeah, so we have someone who's helping us with that, because now you have to pay people who are close there, who can go there every day.
Correct.
And get things done. But that's, if you want to start a school, just know that will be
painful.
It will be the most painful parts. Yeah. And then the other thing besides mambo ya Malindi na skuli, like I lost an uncle of mine. I had to go to Isiolo. Isiolo is also another very interesting place.
How are the roads?
I saw a different side of Kenya because I traveled from Malindi to Isiolo. And it's a whole different side of Kenya, because Malindi to Isiolo unapita through Tana River County. Tana River County, that's a side of Kenya that I would advise people to go and see. Very beautiful place.
Yeah, with those meandering roads.
Yes, but also a lot of poverty. Na watu wanaishi, like in these nomadic settlements. After utoke Tana River County, unaingia Garissa. Yeah. Also another very interesting place. They have very good roads, by the way. All through Garissa, very good roads, but kuna shida ya maji huko. A lot of times you'll meet people walking. Huo dere tulikuwa tumemchukua had a whole, had packs of water. Tulikuwa tumeshinda kwa name zibeba nyingi, but alikuwa amebeba akipatia watu njiani.
Because he okay.
Yes, because he knows. He's gone through that route so many times. He knows about it.
So you are wondering who jamana maji?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, imagine, yes, we need water, but this is way too much water. But that's when I now understood, because alikuwa na whole bottle hapo, a whole pack hapo karibu na yeye. So anytime tukipita, and those people are very appreciative. Anytime ukipita, herdsmen ama nini, unawachia maji, they are very appreciative of it.
Very interesting.
Kuna shida ya maji. Yes.
That dere is the one who... Wow.
Yes, yeah, because sasa yeye ndo amepitia njia mara nyingi, anaijua. Yeah. Sasa from Garissa, unapita Garissa, very interesting, and then mnaingia sasa Ukambani. Mnaingia Mwingi. Yeah. Then from Mwingi, mnaingia Embu. It was Christmas Eve, so it was a very interesting drive because you're seeing the different parts of Kenya. Of course, Garissa sasa hakuna festivities za Christmas, but sasa kutoka Mwingi ukiingia Embu.
And be specific about festivities.
Sasa festivities, like people were outside.
Yeah, people are normally Christmas people they're outside, not that they're doing anything. Wako inje, but then unaona saa barabara, hiyo barabara kama hizo barabara za Embu ni gari inapita, but people are also walking. They are also part of
on the roads.
They are part of the road. So you shika the middle lane, then they're on the side.
Yes, wanatembea. And then unashangaa, some places are so dark, you're like, kwani hao watu hawaogopi? But they're there. They are walking, either they are going home, ama wametoka kujienjoy. So it was very festive when we passed through Embu.
Dry County.
Yeah. Embu.
What about dry?
No, Embu, Meru.
No, before those ones, before like when you're moving, when you go through Garissa.
Garissa sa dry.
Dry.
And then unaona very interesting in Isiolo County. Isiolo is also another very interesting place. A mix of communities. Kuna Waborana, Wasomali, kuna Waturkana, kuna Wasamburu. So a very interesting place to interesting place to be. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. And then hapa Washeke alikuwa anasema the area is experiencing drought. Animals are dying like fleas. And then the other thing, Pia, while the other big thing that I also noticed in Kenya is now there's a lot of prospects, good prospects for investing for diaspora Kenyans.
When you say, so prospects in this case means...
Hiyo tutaongea baadaye. Yeah, hiyo tutaongea baadaye.
So these are the things that you saw?
Yes.
Understood.
Yeah, there's good investment prospects because I think a lot of diasporans are still making a lot of bad investment decisions in Kenya.
So no more quail eggs?
Yeah, no more quail eggs, yeah. So there's some good options out there. Then the other thing, now like outside my experience in Kenya, the other big thing that Mike had brought up before was, and actually before we get to iShowSpeed, I want to go to Mika and maybe just talk about there's certain things that diasporans like assuming about Kenya, and then there's the realities on the ground. Social, political, yani vitu nyingi tu. So Mika, ni vitu gani, like, again, from this short experience that we had, utasema pia there's a lot of assumptions or romanticism being created by diasporans. Mika?
I think that was a heavy question for him. Mika, take another breath.
Very heavy because I'm a broaden. Nimechanganykiwa na try kufikiria the but then Ali.
Yeah.
The one thing that I want to say that I can talk about, I want to talk about that I would call. I wouldn't call it a romanticism, but I would say the one thing that I saw, not necessarily being different or necessarily being anything that's, I felt like for this season, this festive season, right?
Mhm.
Uh, there's this assumption that everything is doom and gloom in Kenya because of the past, how the past year has always been, right? But then when I was back, I felt like people were still making it, making it work. You could feel it's Christmas.
Mhm.
From the 20,
Fourth,
was it from the 24th?
23rd.
Nairobi was empty.
Mm, mm.
Like Nairobi was empty to a point. Nairobi was empty. Nilienda coast nikarudi on the first, but Nairobi was empty.
So, Mika, did you go shags like around for
No,
Christmas,
no,
or
I
you
did not go.
stayed in?
I
Okay.
did not go shags this time. I was there for 3 weeks. I maximized my 3 weeks in 1 week of R&R in Mombasa, in the coast, and 2 weeks in Nairobi. And the thing was, you could feel in a way that people were still like they were living. They understood like things are not easy. Things are not that thing that like life is expensive, life is hard, life is everything. But it's working out when you're here and you hear how people talk about Kenya. You hear how people try to interact. Kenyans are Kenyans are there. And then another thing that most people don't realize, I want to say, is when it comes to politics, most people assume that what a piggy wavy. Like they understand, they understand the politics aside just the basis of Kenyan politics. They understand the world politics and how it's working, or else pushing the aspects of Kenya. And for them, most people are in terms of, I'm sure right now, if you ask most Kenyans, they know who they will not vote for. They don't know who they will vote for, but they know who they will not vote for.
So again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. Again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press star 5 to speak. I think part of the reason why I was asking question
Reality
reality on the ground versus diaspora romanticism is that I think there's two different camps in diaspora. There are those people who are like, Kenya, there's no hope at all.
Yeah.
And then there are those ones who
it's
are
been burnt.
Yeah, it's been burnt. And then there are the other ones who are on the other extreme who say that Kenya is heaven, you know,
Correct.
like every day
Yeah.
from January to December. So there's those different camps, but there's a lot of nuance, you know, like in
Yes.
between that. You know, like especially when it comes to politics, I am sorry to say, you know, like I felt, and I don't know whether Mika, this was your same experience. I felt like the spirit of the Gen Z revolt is completely dead.
Dead.
Yeah, it's just completely
Yeah,
dead.
Ali, you know, it's sad for you to say that.
Yes, because I was one of the biggest
sad. That is so
proponents of this revolt and what it was gonna do. So it felt completely dead because people are aligning politically for whatever reasons they have, which you have to respect and understand. Ama Mika sijui wewe ulionaje?
No, as in, this is the one thing that most people don't realize, right? What most people don't realize is that, and I've come to take a look at it from a different perspective, is that when the protests were happening, the government had no idea how to deal with those protests because those protests were generic. They were just people who were fed up with you. They don't have a leader. They don't have anything. Now the problem, or the lucky or the unluckiest thing is that one, There were two people who were not seeing eye to eye, and they took those protests as a chance to use them to fight each other. And when politics came into that, it gave the government a way to fight itself out of that issue. Now, that anger that was just generic anger from the public was politicized by other outside powers and components, and it kind of took its time, but it whitewashed itself to a point whereby let's make it simple. If Ruto hadn't said that Rigathi is behind the Gen Z revolutions and turned Rigathi into an enemy, and to turn Rigathi into somebody who he can talk about right now, in him knowing that if I make this the face of the opposition right now from now until election time, I'm going to win elections easily, and forcing that, it would not have made it easier, because there's only as much as an organized rebellion can go. And if there was no momentum in the first few days to go with it, those Gen Z protests are not going to go anywhere. And that's what I'm saying. I feel for most people in Kenya right now, they know who they will not vote for. They don't know who they will vote for, but they know who they will not vote for. There are people who know I will not vote for Rito. There are people who know I will not vote for Rigathi. And there are people who know that regardless of who comes in, I'm not voting for somebody who comes from a certain region. Now, the hard thing will be on the political marriages that are going to happen
Yes.
to convince people on who to vote for.
Yeah. Now
But
that,
people have already drawn lines on
Yeah.
who they're not going to vote for.
yes, hiyo hapo.
Those marriages will
And
cause a
now
lot of
this is
strife.
2026. 2026 will be a make or break year for Kenya because of this. And we are also trying to figure out a way how we are gonna cover politics in a way that we are not necessarily gonna push any candidate or any position,
Meaning
but that
neutral.
doesn't mean we are not gonna have our own individual positions, but we want to have an environment where everyone will feel comfortable to come to this platform and explain to us what they want, why they want it, and we'll try to get a lot of voices from the ground, because I think that's very important in helping especially diasporans understand why people are making decisions that seem very irrational to us. They have personal reasons
Correct.
why they're doing that. And right now, the camps are aligning. The president, of course, is in campaign mode almost every day.
Ameweka gear 4.
Yes.
Ameweka gear 4.
Yes, and I think also people are also dealing with the reality, like, let's try and get what we can get now.
Out of what's there.
Out of what's
Out
there.
of what's
Let
there
me
to
tell
be
you
gotten.
something, Ali.
Yes.
Unajua shida ni hakuna adui.
Mm.
Hakuna baba.
Hakuna baba, yes.
Yeah, now
Hakuna baba.
who
Yes.
do you
So,
point to?
Ruto
Yeah.
is trying to make Rigathi look like baba. Enemy number 1.
Yes.
Unaona? Anajaribu
Enemy
sana,
of progress.
sana,
Enemy of
sana,
progress.
Yeah. And Rigathi is trying to show everybody that Ruto is a thief, and anybody who's allied to Ruto is a thief. Na atajaribu kumwaga kila kitu, na atatoa
So-
kila kitu.
So,
There's these things. There's bound of Ruto is trying to force the opposition to push Rigathi as their candidate, because he knows he can easily beat him in terms of exposing corruption deals that happened.
what
when they were there.
Smithness? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the opposition in itself hasn't decided itself in who it's going into it. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why I was sitting on people know who they'll vote for, who they won't vote for. It's going to come down to various aspects. Number 1, how ODM sorts itself out. That's going to play a major
Role.
role, because if ODM can figure itself out and come with a candidate that's half appeasing, and the whole of the united opposition joins behind that candidate, that's going to be a problem for Ruto.
Correct.
A very big problem.
So afanye tu kama wakoloni.
Yes. If Ruto can manage to cajole ODM, that's a straight win for him.
Hebu sema hiyo tena.
If Ruto can manage to convince ODM to join him, that's a straight win for him.
But the issue now with ODM has two factions, and I think
They have many factions. I think
That
they
is
have
why
more than
nimesema-
there's two major
I
ones.
think they are more
And
than
that's
two.
why nimesema Ali,
Yeah.
right now, it's depending on how ODM sorts itself out in-house. If as a party, they manage to figure out their infighting and come out with half a decent candidate, and that half a decent candidate is supported by the united opposition, then they can beat Ruto. Hypothetically, I'm not saying this is the candidate. Hypothetically, to assume ODM waamue Oparanya ndo candidate wetu, right? So Uhuru and PNU comes and join them. And then kina Rigathi, kina Natembea, kina nani come and join them. They have enough numbers to beat Ruto and take him out.
Okay,
If Ruto manages to convince ODM to sell the party to him, asemeni kijana ODM amerudi nyumbani. Na ODM is break up, ibaki the whole of ODM. ODM and UDA join forces, they win the elections easily.
now what if
So
the faction?
all this depends on if
Yeah.
ODM
Yeah.
holds itself together.
But
If ODM breaks up,
yeah,
right, and that's a big if, which is going to happen, ODM is going to break up. It will depend on who are you stealing from ODM. I think if you're going to steal the people who are in the current government from ODM, you are at a disadvantage. If you don't steal from the other camp.
now the other camp is being led by Sifuna, Babu Owino, and we can say James Orengo.
Orengo. Yeah.
Yes. So
and Raila's kids.
Yeah, and Raila's kids. So if we say if that wing, and that wing looks very difficult, I mean, anything is possible in Kenyan politics. I find it difficult to see that wing, like going to Ruto's side. So I think if they're not able to capture that side, then the election is gonna be a toss-up.
Watakuwa independent.
It's gonna be a toss-up because, and by a toss-up I mean there will be no candidate who will reach 50%, because I think that group, they will exit, especially the younger people, and especially with the way Winnie Odinga has been articulating herself very deliberately, that she's on the side of the people. She's not gonna be making any decisions. She just wants to hear what the people have to say. She gave like a very good she gave a very good interview on Citizen, and clearly like outlined her position. So if Ruto will not be able to convince that faction, then I think Ruto might have a problem. I think one person who's being grossly underestimated because of history and so many things is Kalonzo. If I am Ruto, if there's one man I'm worried about, it is Kalonzo Musyoka. Because Rigathi is an easy person to turn into a boogeyman. He's already being turned into a boogeyman.
And that's the thing, Ali. That is why you see the government is putting Rigathi's mouth so much to push out Rigathi as the official opposition leader, because they know the United Opposition Front would, at their best interest, front Kalonzo as their candidate. That is, if they want to have a chance in these elections, their candidate has to be Kalonzo.
But now Rigathi is posturing, despite the fact that he was.
Rigathi knows that he cannot run for office. Rigathi knows that if he runs for office, it will be a court case which will delay his campaign. If he's smart enough to understand that, it's going to delay his campaign. Even if they let him win that court case and he starts running, it will be too late because he will not be able to run for campaign while he has a court case going on and the other candidate is running for campaign. So if he's smart enough, he knows that right now he can be a kingmaker, make a king, that king can go and allow him to get back into politics and get back into politics in that way. If he decides that he wants to run and people run behind him, then they have given Ruto the presidency without even going to the poll.
Mora is asking, what about Matiang'i?
Matiang'i is a good candidate, but then the problem with Matiang'i is that Matiang'i is going to have a strong candidature in one region because he has been pinpointed as a regional leader of just one area. Another thing that's going to be used against Matiang'i is that the docket that he held as a cabinet secretary, a lot of people died, and those deaths are going to be tied to him. The police brutality that was happening at that particular time is going to be tied to him. Matiang'i, again, is those candidates who ODM breaks up. ODM just united opposition. United opposition decides there's no other candidate and they push behind Matiang'i. Then there's a chance over there. So Matiang'i is one of those candidates that needs a lot of probabilities to happen.
So for what about a ticket, like my theory says there'll be a ticket where Kalonzo will be the presidential candidate and Matiang'i might be the running mate. How does that ticket look?
That can be a working ticket. That can be a very working ticket because Matiang'i represents Western Kenya. Kalonzo represents Eastern and Central Kenya. That can be a very easy winning ticket because it covers both bases, right? And remember, the kingmakers are going to be getting their share on the side. So there'll be an agreement in, let's say, Rigiji says, I'm getting a certain number of cabinet secretaries, I'm getting such and such dockets that are going to be under my party. I'm getting such dockets in parliament under my party, in Senate under my party. So that can be that can be a good ticket because it covers it covers both regions as long as Matiang'i will be able to negotiate the Western and the Nyanza votes to be protected under him and dockets, then yes, that's a winning ticket.
So do you foresee a scenario where we'll have an outright winner, or this might be the first runoff in Kenya's history?
I see us going to an outright win early. Close elections are the easiest to steal.
But now my question is, if these elections are going to be close, does that not mean that there will be a likelihood that there might be a runoff?
Nah, it's going to be like this election, the previous election. The previous election was the one that was most likely to have a runoff than any other.
So if you're saying it's going to be an outright win, who's going to be the winner?
Who's the other candidate?
No, that's why I'm saying the other candidate is Kalonzo, who is deputized by Matiang'i.
Kalonzo deputized by Matiang'i. And
yes, and Rigiji is on their side.
Running mate?
Ruto's running mate, let's say Ali Hassan Joho. And by the way, that's a very high likelihood.
Okay, Joho.
Yes.
So how did ODM split?
So ODM split faction ya Sifuna, Babu Owino, and Sifuna, Babu Owino and Orengo. They went and joined Kina Kalonzo.
I see the opposition winning by virtue of votes from Western Kenya.
So you think that ticket might beat Ruto, in as much as people right now are saying that it's inevitable that he'll win?
It might beat Ruto, like in Kumbuka Ali, close elections are the easiest to steal, and he has the machinery to steal those elections.
Okay.
So if you ask me, heart says that ticket can win. Brain, we're going to have a second term of Ruto.
But there's also a possibility of a runoff.
Everything is possible in
Yeah,
politics. Man.
because the reason why I'm saying there's a possibility of a runoff. If we do have a runoff, then number 3 becomes the
Because
kingmaker.
kumbuka wacha nikwambie, unajua shida moja ali tukiangalia na reality ya ground, number 3 ni nani?
Ndo nasema it doesn't matter who number 3 is, hata kama anapata 3%, because if
But
there's a runoff,
nani atafikia 3%?
no, ndo nasema no, there's 3%. They actually, I think in this election, I think we might see a 2 or 3%.
Who?
I will not be surprised.
Omtata na not Maraga.
No, not Maraga, not Omtata, but a guy like Wanjigi. Remember, Wanjigi is a populist. That's another candidate that is being grossly underestimated. There's enough angry people in Kenya. There's enough angry people in Kenya to give him at least 3%. Is not a very big number.
Unajua nini? Kumbuka hii election.
Yeah.
Tuko na hata kama wataregister kidogo, tuko na an angry generation.
Yes.
That's voting, right?
Yeah.
We have a shameful generation kina sisi.
Huu
wenye tulisema si hasla nini kumbuka kuna watu wako na nini, kuna hiyo shameful generation, kuna watu wako na aibu, wale watu wako na aibu walisema walienda kupanish Uhuru, wana hiyo aibu, wana hiyo uchungu, wana hiyo shame, unaona, and
they're the ones who voted for Uhuru 3 times.
No,
and then they punished him
wakampigia
and gave us Ruto.
So kuna hao wenye wana hiyo uchungu, right? Kuna hao wenye wana hiyo uchungu, alafu kumbuka sahi hata huko kwa Ruto pia si kuzuri, because ukiangalia pia kwake huko most of his soldiers are being fought, kina Sudi kina nani wanakapitia kwa ground sahi. Unaona, so there's a resentful voter, alafu there's a nostalgic voter mwenye kuna watu wameenjoy hii presidency. Kuna watu wanaenjoy fiti sana, kuna watu wako sawa wanaifurahia.
Kuna watu wanafurahia.
Kuna hao, si ndio? Alafu kuna wale voters wa kununuliwa na nini.
Okay.
Nakuona. And then another thing that we have to count for these elections, this is going to be the most informed electorate in Kenya.
But does that really matter?
It matters.
So if it matters and you're saying there will be no third candidate who will be voted for, so how does that come to matter? Because we're still going back to the 2-horse race.
Because at the end of the day, on the 2-horse race, even if you're doing a 2-horse race, Ali, the little information that you gain can give you an option of comparing those two horses. You understand how this other horse has treated you, and then you can also understand how this other horse is speaking and what it needs to do, and what you want it to hold accountability. So, akikuambia the right words that you, out of that little knowledge umesoma ukakuja ukajua, and they are right to you, inaweza sway how you're going to vote for, how you're going to vote. Remember, knowledge doesn't necessarily mean that you're right. Knowledge just gives you a different perspective of something in life.
Very true. Very true. So, 2026 will be that year that I think either things will change or things will break. Because I strongly believe if we go back with the same, things just going the same as they are, something will crack. At some point. Kenya, we've had so many second chances. And I think we're running out of them. Uno Mike.
I just wanted to say that Jerry ametingisha. Ametingisha wapi? Ametingisha. Si tuko na nani huyu wa Sterling Pounds.
Bonus Jonah kwa YouTube ama imeenda kwingine.
hajatumia YouTube.
Okay.
Lakini imetingishwa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hiyo hapo, hiyo we can verify. So no worries. Hiyo hapo huwezi kata commission.
I can say the amount.
We can unaweza amount inasema
because
Ali amekwambia kwa vipi hiyo ataingia nyuma ya tenta ulizodituma gapi.
Yes, hiyo.
No, si mimi imeingia kwa account. Si account yangu.
Okay.
Imeingia kwa account ya OneMic Show.
Okay.
$99.
Mko na
Damn.
account?
$99.
See 999.
Wait, new
I was hoping for $999.
new an account.
Nani?
Sure.
Hapana.
You don't listen, eh? Oh, sorry.
Kusema kweli. Me, I've been thinking you guys have been doing.
So Njeri, thank you so much.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
Tabs.
Yes, Njeri,
Yes,
we
thank
appreciate
you so
you.
much for
Imejulikana.
supporting
Yes,
us. Thank you
yes.
for
Thank you so
supporting
much
us.
for supporting us. Na
Tulikuwa
hiyo
tumekimya tukijaribu kuverify.
So hiyo kitu inafanya job, eh?
I'm telling you. OneMicShow@gmail.com.
OneMicShow@gmail.com ni gani, ni Zelle ama ni
Zelle.
okay, OneMicShow@gmail.com.
That is it.
Yeah, so unaweza kucheza kama wewe hapo.
So my fans pale YouTube.
Yeah.
So Facebook we're having an issue. I don't know what the issue is.
Apologies Facebook.
Apologies Facebook.
It's going in and out, right?
Hata mimi imenichuja for a few like kitu ka 30 seconds hivi.
I don't know what Facebook
Like,
is.
I wonder if these are remnants.
I think that's when Facebook will die.
Facebook, I don't know.
I think it's a music because nikiangalia
What?
kwa ukiangalia you see this inasema si ndio hii hapa imesema inasema your video muted in certain countries where Meta does not have music rights.
Yeah, but what it does, it mutes the volume of the music, not
Yes,
the content.
But not the content that we are sending now.
No,
Yeah, it doesn't affect the app.
So
that's
figure that out.
Nasema ni hii.
Yeah.
A while ago when Ali akitupigia story ya Ali alikuwa akiongea
Malindi.
niliwa like mlipotea for like a minute.
Oh.
And then mkarudi and I think that's when Facebook dropped off. Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Lakini
there was a
nimejaribu ku
Rewind.
to rewind
Yeah.
because you know like with that key you can because it came back and me because usually other times it comes back
Yes.
and then it just continues.
Correct.
But
Apologies.
this one it stopped.
Yes.
So I'm like, let me stop
the
it and then
stream-
restart it
Yes.
and then the stream should restart.
Yes.
It has not restarted.
Apologies. So drop your comments pale
So
YouTube.
poleni sana
Episode
wadau.
1. Yeah.
Episode 1 again.
Ama ni
This tech.
ini remnants za Bukoba.
By the way.
Yeah.
Because Bukoba si ametoka hapa
Si
sijui
ametoka hapa alafu
ametoka na hiyo jadhiba yake ama ni malkul maut.
How do we know what alienda kufanya huko?
Okay. Na si jadhba ni janaba.
That one janaba,
Yeah.
that one, that's the
Okay.
word.
Aya, sawa. Let's move on. iShowSpeed Africa visit.
Yes.
He had a leg in Kenya. Now, this was a very interesting trip and visit because iShowSpeed is one of those YouTube or online personalities that's very popular within a certain generation and not well known by another generation. And I think he's also a representation of the changing nature of who a celebrity is. Zamani a celebrity was a musician, an actor, but now this is someone, he's a celebrity, but there's a whole generation that most people did not know him. Mika labda nikianza na wewe because we were both in Kenya when this was going down, and this excitement was everywhere. Every weekend, everyone was talking about iShowSpeed. What do you think this visit actually meant? I know it was part of a bigger African tour, but what do you think it really meant for Kenya, Mika?
The thing about Speed, or iShowSpeed as he's popularly known, is that he is one of those people who in his streams is usually about authenticity. He likes working out, fitness, everyday life, chatting, living life, and just getting to being a nice guy. Like that's why his streams are easily relatable to people his age, from young kids up to what was there. Because I knew about him a few years back when he went to play for a charity game, and he's a Manchester United fan. He's a big Ronaldo fan. Ajui ball. But the way vile anapenda Ronaldo na anapenda ball, and the way he was so passionate about it, and I was like, who's this? And you could see the excitement of people who knew him, the kids who knew him. So that's how I knew about him, and I was like, oh, okay. And started following him, not really like a fan, but if I see some of his content, engage in it and enjoy it. Now, what does it mean to Kenya? He is the most streamed individual in the world. That means that Kenya, at that particular time when he was in the country, was the most streamed place in the world. That is eyes on Kenya. Free tourism marketing, free putting on the scope, and not even just in Kenya, the whole continent of Africa. You saw when he was doing his tour, a lot of people actually, it brought a conversation online in Western circles, and people are like, wait, this is not the Africa we know. This is not the Africa we've been brought up to believe. This is not how we believe people live in Africa. We thought people live in Africa in a certain way. They were like, that is not Africa. How is that Africa? Like, they were surprised, like, wait, that's in Africa. So it showcased Africa in a way that no normal media has ever done it. It was a big deal. It was a big deal to a point that the countries were, and for him again, he said that he went back and said that Kenya was his best destination on where he was, right? That's free marketing. That's so much. What he has done for Kenya, magical Kenya has never done for Kenya since its existence.
But now, Mika, and magical Kenya also got a chance to be with him. I think it was at the top of KICC. Do you think that, I mean, of course, iShowSpeed has a large following, but do you think Kenya took full advantage of him by the itinerary that they gave him? You know, like when you look in comparison with the other African destinations that he went to. What do you think, Mika?
No, we did take advantage of Italy, because remember, for him to visit a country, he had to go through the proper diplomatic channels,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So it means that they were involved in Kenya. Now it was part of it, like it's part of it. It's part of which is a smart move of allowing that Kenya to be part of his African tour, because this is something you cannot just say, because remember most of where he wants to stream. Some of these are protected locations, national treasures, and he has to also coordinate because he has followers. So local authorities have to also worry about the safety of people. So he has to actually coordinate with. So the authorities, Magical Kenya, the tourism board, everybody was basically involved in him being in the country. So it was not that they didn't take advantage of it, they took advantage of it. But what I'm saying is that the eyeballs from him just being in the country were more than whatever we've ever tried to market the country has ever brought to the country.
Okay. So this was, like we would easily say this was a big historical moment as far as marketing Kenya's tourism is concerned.
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. Now, the other issue was there were especially the older generation, like my age mates were Kinaomosh. They were struggling to understand his significance. And part of it is like they're not understand what exactly is this guy doing. Hiyo ndo kitu alikuwa anauliza, because like he streams, like watu wamezoea videos that are choreographed, unakaa unapose na nini, but he streams thrive on the chaos, the authenticity, and let's just go and meet people where they are, rather than tell them that this is how you're supposed to behave when we're supposed to meet. Why do you think there was this divide where there was an older generation that was saying this is a waste of time? What is this? What were they missing out, Mika?
Again, Ali, unajua kitu moja ni weka umezoea kucheza, weka muliraise ukicheza bano. Hawezi understand ukiwa na mtu mwingine akicheza PS. Cause utaona nika huyo juu kitu anafanya. Right? Kucheza ni kushika matope, kuchukua pili na kugonga ball na kufanya nini. For kids right now, kids are born on the metaverse. Everything of theirs is online. Games zao, it's online. Sisi tulikuwa tunachezaga PS games za kucheza watu wawili. Games zao sasa PS ni mtu mmoja. Their interactions are basically based on online. So for the older generation, clearly understandable, right? Sisi tunataka, if a celebrity is coming, we are old, we want decorum, tunataka tujipange, tupangishwe line. Ukoloni vile tumezoesha kuanzia kutoka primo, tunapangwa, tunakalishwa hivi, tunakaa na order. That's how we celebrate people. For this generation, it's a matter of, it's an opportunity, take it.
Wow. DJ Mosh, ni kwa nini iShowSpeed? Why was there a generational gap? Because we've seen other younger people, like come. It was not an issue, but it seemed like there was an issue. So I don't know whether the issue was like people did not know who he is, or maybe is it that they did not understand what he was doing?
It's the generational gap of understanding social media and what social media can do and what it does and how it's presented. So basically, when you look at tuseme Gen Z and the youngers, they are used to almost like a reality-based social media content creation, where basically it's not scripted. It's not at this live right in front
this
of you.
This is how it is.
And that's what iShowSpeed does. Then he's their age mate.
Yeah.
And when you look at how he grew his audience very organically. So, in fact, he reminds me of Wodemaya in terms of how the audience has been grown, right? But then he also comes with this energy, this bubbly energy. Then he's also kind of like naive, even though he may not necessarily be naive, but it will come across as him being Mutwa, I don't know.
Yeah.
And even you're like, okay, even me, wacha niende na hii.
Yeah.
But now to the person who's used to having YouTube as a place where you're being either taught something, you're seeing something, or there's a show, or there's something, you're like, okay, what is it that this guy is giving me? Because mi sioni kukula chapati ni nini, sisi kukula chapati kila siku. Kukula ugali. I'm not
understanding,
this is a waste of my time. But then when you look at the broader audience in terms of the numbers, the sheer amount of people, like basically what Mika said, YouTube pretty much shut down and all focus was on Africa, let alone Africa. It was in Kenya and everybody was in that market.
Yeah.
So just that by itself, Nika ilikuja ikaweka almost like a block, to that whole thing. And so it's almost like if you had a cell phone at a concert and you try to use your cell phone, na umepata hakuna signal. That's basically what happened with YouTube for that duration when the guy was in Kenya.
Okay.
Right? And wherever else he moved. So basically, wherever he moves along with that.
He moves along with the audience.
But the disconnect being age is hapakwa the way people decipher YouTube and what YouTube is giving to you and how it's being presented to you. Because the content creators of now, even when they are doing their feeds or they're doing like their day-to-days, when they shoot, they don't stop. Most people have a GoPro, then you go, then you figure out
whatever
point.
you shoot.
Yes. So whatever I'm shooting. So kina Ali wakianza kupigana, that's what's going to show.
That's what's going to show up on
they're
the
not going to
street.
stop because kina Ali wanapigana.
Yeah.
Because
that will become the content.
That is and that is the content that they're looking at as authentic. It's not scripted. It's not reality TV, which is quote unquote script. It's real live as it is. And that's what this younger generation want to see, are used to, and that's what they're considering authentic.
Okay. Yeah. What were your kiddos saying, Mike? Because you mentioned to us that your kids were
what they were just fascinated.
Yeah.
but also what they were looking at is to see his interaction, and they were eager to see, like he's in Kenya, he's doing this. Of course they know him, but now, of course, it's not a disconnect, but they're like, okay, how is he gonna adjust to Kenya?
Yeah.
Because some of the things that I was being sent some things, showing that I hope he's not taken here. I hope he's not taken here. But I'm like, and this is from people from people in Kenya. But I'm like, it's good for him to experience everything. Then he can decide for himself how. Because you cannot, you don't want him to say that, I went there, but it looks like I was taken other places and did not experience this or whatever. And they were fascinated. And like Omoshi is saying, us and our children or the young people, there's a disconnect because there's a way we view things.
Yes.
And organically, he started during COVID.
Yeah.
Correct.
During COVID. He's like, he gives the stories like, let me just do something, playing video games or whatever. And next thing now he comes to Kenya and he surpasses. Let's not forget that Kenya is known.
Yeah.
Tupende tusipende.
Yeah.
Kenya is known.
It is known.
It is known. So the reception that he received, it's not like guys are trying to break a record or make a record or however you want to call it, but the reception that he received was
It was
humongous,
huge. It was big.
right?
It was
Unlike the reception he received in where? During
in North Africa.
in North Africa.
Yeah, in
Morocco.
yeah, he learned that North Africa was different.
Algeria.
Yeah,
It was Algeria.
Algeria, Egypt.
Morocco,
He
whatever.
had
Someone with
issues.
this country. He had
Egypt,
issues.
Algeria, he had
Yeah.
issues. In
He
all
had
those
issues.
countries, yeah.
He
So-
left. I think he left.
No, he did.
ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, he had even gone to attend. He had gone to the stadium to attend a game.
Yeah.
And then he was even being washed with water. He was being
They were
even-
wanamtupia bottles. They were throwing bottles,
Some
plastic
people were
bottles, yeah.
were even making monkey noises, showing him
Yeah.
bananas and stuff, right? So, his impact in as much as it was good, I think, and I could be corrected, but I think we have got that goldfish memory type. It's a passing cloud. It comes, it is huge. Then after that,
And then watu wakina Bandio pia Tanzania walikuwa analia, why didn't he come to Tanzania? But that's a story.
for another.
That's a story for another day.
Somehow everybody else goes to TZ and nobody ever cries.
Listen,
Now the one time they come to Kenya,
Man without violence is nothing. But that is true though.
Yeah.
Kenyans
But
never
what is
cry.
in Tanzania? Because remember, already people know what's going on over there. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that has permeated
if
into
you're
the.
looking at PR related type of things, you kind
Yes.
of try to stay away. You're like, hey, no,
Yeah.
let me stay away. Because
But I
it
think
will look like I'm silently endorsing.
I think his reception. I think like Kenyans, we believe. I think even maybe there were videos out there talking about how the reception that he received in Kenya was so huge that it Nigerians cannot compare, or other countries cannot compare. It was just huge.
So,
however, I would have loved for that impact to still remain. Like, people can still talk about it, but I think we've got so many things.
Boss.
We are in so much pain.
Oh, no.
There's so much madhogodhanyo going on.
Umona paycheck za watu hii
No
paycheck yao
comment.
ya kwanza.
Yeah.
Mika.
Now Mika,
Before-
while you're responding to Uno, I also want you to think about kulikuwa na hii issue ya Omanyala and Mora has mentioned it here. Anasema, and imagine Omanyala, the athlete, refused to run
I don't think
with
that's an
him
issue.
at he wanted 6 million. So as you respond to Uno Mike,
What's up, news networks?
Tell us about this a bit.
For that one, it's quite simple, right? It's everybody looking at value. Like, he saw there was no value on doing a race for streams while his season is about to start. He can run and spring a hamstring and lose revenue.
Yeah.
And lose revenue for the year. So if there was no monetary value for him, he has every right to sit it out. Just the same way. If
question,
question,
Mika, did iShowSpeed's team actually reach out to Omanyala? Because
Question number one.
that's the question that
don't
people
know.
are not asking.
We
Did they
don't
reach out to
know.
him?
We don't know. We
Yeah.
don't know. No,
We
we
don't
don't know. But the thing is this: he was asked a question and he answered, right?
Yeah.
and we cannot go on hypotheticals like did the team reach out to him or not. We do not know about that.
And I think the reason why that question came up, Mika, is because when iShowSpeed was in Botswana, he got to meet Letsile Tebogo. I don't know if they raced, but
there was no race. If there was a race, we would have known about it.
I don't know if they raced, but he had interaction with Letsile Tebogo.
He may have practiced with the guy.
There was a race. Tobago didn't run, but there was a race which there were some other sprinters who ran, and there's that. But then remember, Tobago was part of the Botswana's national delegation.
Okay.
Right? So he was part of their national delegation. So in Kenya, I don't think Omanyala was part of the delegation that was supposed to meet him. So for the race was just people asking for the race. And for him was like, anytime I race, I make money.
I get paid, yes.
Yeah. So
and rightfully so. I'm with. I mean, I think even he would know.
And if he races and he gets hurt and he races on an unsanctioned race and he gets hurt, so when he gets hurt, he cannot race on the leagues. Then his sponsors can't be showcased. Then he's getting fined by his sponsors.
Correct. Adidas will be like, Omera, keep it walking.
You know, that's why I really dislike this stream of social media information that just spreads. And then the problem is sometimes mainstream media also for wanting to be trending.
Yes, they jump on
they also jump on it.
And they don't verify. They just
and then it muddies the water.
Correct.
You know, because a lot of people were blaming Omanyala. Like, how can you say
that? I did not. I mean, I just heard that. The interesting thing is the disconnect for me was all I heard that is he wanted to race, and that was it. And I did not hear anything.
Yeah.
That.
So there's
some of these things. Again, some of these things you're like, if there's nothing coming from Omanyala's camp, or Omanyala says himself this, or at least you see that these two have linked up together, pamoja,
a roadside declaration,
and as Ali calls them,
and we still don't know. We still don't know whether iShowSpeed's team reached out to his team.
Yeah.
We don't know that. It could have happened, but we have no information about that. We have
because there's no way his team would not know about Ferdinand. There's no way.
And then the other thing is that there's no way Ferdinand's team would just be sitting there and say, "Oh, since iShowSpeed is coming to Kenya, let's go race with him." You know, like that's not how these things work.
There's no win in it for him. And even if there's an audience, what's the audience of YouTube doing for him?
If I was to play devil's advocate. If let's say iShowSpeed was white,
hiyo sasa unaanza kufikiria mbali.
Wewe unaanza kufikiria. Is the propensity of
the only color here that
is green. I understand. However, we have we have
where the Trump presidency is affecting you.
However, Ali vile alihata kukatia Lupita kawa kwa high school
No. All I'm saying is I think I have to deprogram myself, and I have to unlock myself, my programming, to sometimes believe that I think if let's say I'm just saying I'm just hypothetically saying, I'm just throwing in a devil's advocate.
You're devil's advocate. You're the airbag.
I'm reaching.
You're the airbag guy. You are.
That is
read the script.
That is playing. That is playing hypothetical.
At a what? Hypo what?
That is.
Hiyo tumeelewa.
Hiyo hypothetical.
That's being hypothetical with somebody's reputation.
Yeah.
No.
So let me read some comments here.
By the way, Omanyala is a friend of the show.
Yeah. By the way, I was just
and we know better.
Wait, Ferdinand,
I
relax.
just want it out there.
Usinichape mangoto. Where are you? Usinichape mangoto, bro.
Yeah. So morali kwa anasema Omanyala forgets exposure is sometimes worth more.
No, he doesn't need exposure.
These are Mora's opinions. These are
No,
Mora's
I
opinions.
get.
And
He
then
doesn't
Gudia
need that.
Nasema Ruto took advantage of him. And then, like Mora Nasema, iShowSpeed is authentic, as Mika said. Gudia says, I remember when he came to watch his beloved team, the Gunners, and some idiot snatched his phone. And that's why he sticks it on his arms. Your story. Ebu tell
not a
us
Ghana
where it was reported. And then Akinyo Doyo.
Apana, see, we'll go with Gudia and
That's what Gudia said. So Gudia has to
this-
verify his information.
Well, Gudia said that, and,
Yeah.
and for £10,
Yeah.
I think Gudia can tell us that.
Yes, and you can even add another 10 pounds and add to that
And,
story.
Yeah, and say you.
Hapa Kenya nasema Mukurima said it best. iShowSpeed was encountering L without instructions, and this is what my generation deeply desires for our African third culture kids. I was intrigued and impressed. And then Gudia nasema when iShowSpeed used to tour Europe, some racist asked why he was not touring Africa, and that's why his team decided to expand his tour, which became a very successful tour. And then Gudia nasema keep liking the video and share. Thank you so much, Gudia. We always appreciate you. The number to call is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. We have a caller.
Yeah, we have a caller, but that caller has not pressed *5 to speak, so I don't know.
So are they a caller who just called? Or
Yes, it's just
they're just
Okay.
there.
the hand is up.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
Let's hear from
let's
somebody.
hear from
This
the caller.
is,
All right.
Happy New Year.
first call of the year.
First call of the year. First year to get informed. Thank you for calling the OneMic Show 2658. Name and where you're calling from.
Welcome to the OneMic Show.
Hello, this is Esther Melissa calling from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Thank you so
Esther
much,
Mbulusa.
Esther, for calling. Talk to us, Esther.
Natingisha cash up kwanza.
Esther, blink twice. Are you sure that that's your phone?
This is me.
Okay. Sawa.
You had a drunken laughter. This is me. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Talk to us,
Go
Esther.
ahead, Esther.
I just have 2 cents to add. I just want to go back to, I think Ali said he visited parts of Kenya, and sometimes you visit parts of Kenya and you're like, is this the same country?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just taking myself back to one time I was on a safari, way back, a long time ago, before some of you were born. Because I could see some of you are rolling your eyes because I said I look half my age. Yes, I do.
Allah.
So I had gone for a tour in the early 2000s, going to see the Gravy's zebra in Samburu, which is all the way up north. And when you leave Laikipia and you keep going up north towards Turkana area, it looks like a different country. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I remember seeing a woman with her house on her back. You know, it's like a house in motion, you know? Because women, I think she looks a bit like, not Somali, I don't know, but that, you know, persuasion. And she had her house on her back because women are the ones who build the house, these mobile houses, because they are on the move. And I was like, is this Kenya? You know? Because this is like, it's kind of like wilderness, you know? So they'll make a stop where they'll make a stop and she has to, you know, put whatever she's carrying on her back and construct a house, and that's where they will stay for the night or maybe for the week. So that's just Kenya. You know, there are so many unexplored places. There are things that we've never seen about our country, you know. There are certain areas that people suffer so much, like people in Pokot, they're always at war, you know. And we are oblivious to all this. We are in Nairobi just having a good time. But there are people who suffer pain and suffering and, you know, raids and just a different kind of life. And it's like they're not part of this country. It's like they're, I don't know if I can call it excluded or just abandoned, you know. Kids who cannot go to school, you know. So that's one thing I wanted to, because I got it from your conversation. So another thing I wanted to talk about is this iShowSpeed.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed. You know, President Ruto met him because I think politicians want publicity. All publicity is good, whether it's good or bad. So he met the President Ruto. But what I like about this young man is that he's very positive. He's African American, but he's extremely positive, and he brings out the good side. Because most people in the Western world, including they call themselves FBA nowadays, they have a very negative opinion of Africa. And he was an antithesis. He was the opposite of this Tariq. There's this guy called Tariq Nasheed.
Yes, I know
who
Tariq
is one of
Nasheed.
the proponents of Foundation of Black America. And he went to Senegal, came back talking trash about Africa. But soon after, iShowSpeed went and people saw a different kind of. So I really commend him. I was really impressed because I know Americans who go to Africa. I know rich American women from this state who go to South Africa and go to Cape Town. Cape Town is first world. Parts of South Africa are first world. South Africa is a country where you'll find first world, second world, and third world is the same country. And she went to Cape Town. Cape Town is beautiful. Cape Town is amazing. But they experienced that beauty. They experienced that first world experience. But the moment they stepped back to America, when she came to church, because these are people I go to church with, the way she talks about South Africa, she couldn't say anything positive. She only remembered what is negative. She remembered we call them safari ants. They never say anything positive. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So those would be the Tariq Nasheed this world.
Yeah.
And then there is this iShowSpeed who shows the positive, the beauty, the spontaneity, the friend, So I'm so amazed at how he turned things around. It was like a bombshell, because most people have a very negative opinion of Africa. And even if they come and see the goodness, they are still in denial. So I just wanted to throw that in as my 2 cents. But I'm
Okay.
really having a good time. It's cold out there and I don't know what else to do. So I'm entertaining myself. But I'm glad you guys are on air. I missed you all. I kept on looking out, during the holiday. I was unfortunately I was holed up in
Were
America.
you looking through the window to see if we're there?
I was looking. What did you say?
You were looking through the window to see if we are there.
Yes. I'm drunk, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you are? We didn't know. We had no idea.
We had no
Esther,
idea.
we
We had
cannot
no idea.
tell. We cannot
Yeah, I'm a
tell.
happy person, but I enjoy this show. But whoever was rolling their eyes, everybody says I look half my age. So I have
We
to
agree
believe
with
it.
you.
Who
Everybody
denied?
does the same thing.
We
So
can't
don't roll
deny.
your eyes.
No, we're not rolling our.
And these
my God.
millennials,
Yeah.
and these alpha, they don't lie. They don't flatter. They don't care about authority. So when they tell you something, it is true. You understand? So
You agree
I have
with them.
come to believe it. When it
No,
comes from
they say as it is.
Let us not
not
see a
flattering
scandal
myself.
of you.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm not flattering myself. I'm just happy on Margarita. So today you have to give me a pass.
Oh,
thank you.
That's all I
pass.
wanted to
Sour.
say.
Pass
100%.
granted.
Pass
Yes.
granted.
Pass granted.
As the first caller in 2026.
Pass granted.
Yes.
That one. Now you get a free pass.
But
Yes.
also, okay, lastly, I want to just kind of go way back to when you talked about the Gulf countries.
Yes.
Gulf countries are very clever and very forward thinking, and I think they want you to see part of their country. So they have these long layovers, and they make sure you see a little bit of Dubai, Qatar. So if it is a very long layover, they take it upon themselves, the airline, to give you good treatment. I remember being taken from the airport. I think I had like 8 hours or something or more in Dubai, and they shuttled me to a hotel, courtesy of the airline. I was with a little child. I was bringing a child from Kenya to the US, and we were taken to this little hotel, and we had the whole night to sleep, shower, and eat. It was breakfast. 7 o'clock in the morning, they came and picked us up. But that little ride shows you a little bit of
The country,
Qatar,
yes.
you understand? And that is like exposure, And I'm, like I said in my comments, this is first world, like nothing, It's amazing. It's like it is so hot. It was piping hot. I think it was in the summer. It was so hot. But I remember us stepping into the hotel, and like I said, it's like you're stepping out of the oven into the fridge.
Into the fridge, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then at night, I think since it is summer, I've never been to Dubai or one of those countries. I always go in the summer when it's really stifling hot. So it's like they have very super systems. They are very modern. I think it's a new country, so everything is new. You know, it's not like New York where they still have ACs outside the window, you know. 1950s.
The two AC units, that is even Baltimore.
Even Baltimore, you will see them in Baltimore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of these older cities, yeah.
Yeah, Dubai is like, oh my God, 21st century.
Yeah, with the bus stops that are air conditioned.
Yeah,
yes. I almost died in Dubai walking in the sun.
Yeah.
Yes, and they are very, the airlines, they are very diplomatic and they treat you very well, and the planes are up to date. Even if you're in Yumi, I choose the cheapest ticket. Somebody was talking about ticket levels. Me, I always, because I have to pay out of pocket, so I choose the, what do you call it?
You need to collab with Ali and the most.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Just
that's
collab
me
with
too.
Ali. Usiniweke hapa kwa hiyo WhatsApp.
That's me too. Mi bora nifike.
Bora ufike. Hata dombolo bora afike.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. So you treat us very well. You're even given a menu. Like, what the hell? Menu are given in first class. You know, in this Qatar Airways, they give you a menu. They treat you pretty well, you know. They have more leg room because I think their planes, somebody said about modern planes, their planes have more leg room. You know, planes started maximizing on profits and making the leg room smaller and just putting people into little
adding more
sardines.
seats. Yeah, adding
I
more
don't know what's going on. So these people still diplomatic and they are very polite, and I just really like them. But Kenya Airways, I have to tell you this story. I'm sorry.
Sasa last minute sasa.
Hii ndio
1 minute.
nayo.
I'm telling you, you know, they used to partner with KLM. I think that marriage broke or it's still there. I don't know. But I know when we took the Kenya Airways flight, we sat down and they served the meal. Sumptuous meal. All you could hear was the cutlery. People are not even talking. They just ate. After 30 minutes, I've never had such a sharp pain in my stomach. And you know, I'm a germaphobe. I do not use aeroplane bathrooms. I will wait forever.
Yeah. Do not use KQ. Do not use KQ, JFK, Nairobi.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I've trained myself.
Esther, yani umeka 14 hours mpaka Doha bila.
But do you know, half an hour after people have gobbled up that food on Kenya Airways,
yes,
everybody was in the aisle, facing the toilet. Everybody I had the sharpest pain. I don't know whether it was some. I don't know what happened to the food. But apart from that, I found whenever I fly Kenya Airways, I find the crew to be kind of rude and just I don't know what word to use. Really, you know, arrogant. I'm sorry because I call things as they are. Most of these people are hired.
I think
they have godfathers. There's nothing you can do to them.
I think we're gonna have an episode where we're gonna be reviewing
airlines,
the different airlines that fly to Kenya.
Yeah.
But asante sana, Esther. You know, like, thank you for being the first caller 2026. This might be a sign of good luck for us.
And
it is a good sign.
And always calling in. Esther calls in.
Yes, we appreciate you, Esther.
We appreciate you calling in.
Yeah. Okay, sawa.
So I'm not making I'm not spoiling their name, but I'm just like, no, I actually had a conversation with them. I gave them a very long lecture in the kitchen. So it was not nice.
Kale kajikoni kadogo.
Yeah. Okay. Aya, asante sana, Esther. Okay, na hapa
all right. Thank you very much.
All right. Ira alikuwa anasema hapa, mama looking half her age needs to come on the show and tell us her secrets because we're good for her. na hapa like there were some comments coming in alikuwa anasema North Africa have issues with black Africans,
Of course.
from racism
Standard.
to ugly slavery histories. That's why Senegal's win felt personal. Sad part, it's 2026 and some still feel superior. And then hapa Gudia anasema Ruto didn't meet him but sent a video link to him with a goodie bag because he was somewhere campaigning. It was funny when iShowSpeed asked who Ruto was, which was I was very happy when he asked that. And then the other thing before tutoke kwa hii topic ya iShowSpeed, I mean, it was clear that he had a lot of most of his fans, overwhelming majority, were male. But then it seemed like there was a gender war that was sparked by the visit. I don't know whether you guys noticed.
No, I did not.
But there was a lot of women who were speaking, against it and complaining at how men were ogling over a young boy. So there was an actual gender war.
Yes, there was some.
Yeah.
There was some.
There was
Yes.
actually
Really?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a serious
Why?
gender
Online.
war.
Maze
Yeah.
online. I think sijui kuna watu wana time. I don't know what it is.
Unajua kitu moja Ali,
Yeah.
hiyo ni ufala, because it's just the same way, right? If it was Beyonce in that country,
Jesus.
Beehive.
and we will understand it, right?
Yeah.
And if you will question it, then it's a you problem.
Yeah, not a problem with the hive.
Yeah, it's a you problem, because people are allowed to celebrate, enjoy, or associate and understand and interact with whoever they want to do. And if they feel a certain way, whichever reason makes them gravitate towards that person, it's fine. So if you don't understand it, it's fine also. But don't turn it into a problem, which does not exist. So, a new fella too, if there was anybody who had a problem with men celebrating a young man like that, hiyo shida ni yake. Because if it was women celebrating a woman and a man had a problem with that man has a problem.
Yes. And he's a bad person in society.
Yeah, so
And here's the interesting thing.
watu washereke watu wanataka kusherekea, like,
Kabisa.
if you don't, the thing is this, we have to be able to be able in society to understand that we are not the same. So if something isn't for me, I should not hate. I should understand and live.
Some of those women complaining, what if that was their son? Or a nephew?
Why are you
Or a cousin?
Why are you asking difficult questions? Let's
No, there was a
Let's
serious,
move on.
there was actually a serious
he's right. There was
gender
a-
war.
ilikuwa
And
and they
really?
were,
Yes.
Comments zilikuwa mbaya sana
Zilikuwa
na
very
chafu.
ugly
'Cause
comments.
they were like, us we're not understanding. It's almost like the comments you'd see somebody saying ati mbona, why are people excited about chasing a leather ball?
Yeah, they were saying,
22 people on the field
it,
chasing a leather ball.
it was
That's
something
basically
similar. Why are grown men ogling over, like a young boy,
another man.
who? Yeah, so this was it was
Yeah.
an actual
Like
Wow,
yani
okay.
mumepiga pause kwa vitu zingine zinafanyika na mumeenda nyinyi wote huko. It's like you've left us over here hanging because of this.
All right.
How now?
yeah, and like
Je suis confused. But
kids were excited. Like iShowSpeed himself was excited. He really enjoyed his
he
Kenyan
enjoyed.
leg.
I was actually being, people in my family, in my circle, guys are like, watching him hanging out with the Maasais,
Yeah.
trying to drink the mursk.
No, he
The whatever,
did,
not
he
the
did
mursk,
drink
but whatever.
the blood.
He did.
did
But it's
drink
like,
the blood. Yeah.
like, there's a fascination to that.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting thing. We are more, I'm not going to say we are more appreciative, but we pay more attention if a white guy comes and drinks it, but
Our own.
if our own comes and drinks it, it's questioned.
An issue.
It's an issue.
Yeah.
If iShowSpeed was to start speaking the Luo, or plays the Nyatiti,
Yeah.
or chapas the drums from Coast or something, I'm sure there'll be people like, lakini va muzungu.
There'd be a lot of excitement.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
he's speaking our language. Oh my God, he's playing all of our instruments. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because if it's a DJ mixing up
Well.
a mashup of Ohangla.
Umeenda mbali hapo kwa hiyo mzungu. Kumbuka ule mzungu wa Vegas. Ali unamkumbuka?
Again.
Ule mzungu wa
ule mrefu.
Video ya
Anatoka Just Do. Anatoka Just
So
Do.
again,
Yeah.
one of us
Yeah.
is really, it's
Yeah.
like he's coming home.
Yeah.
It's like Afro-Jamaican.
Yeah.
Yes.
How he landed home, he touched the ground and he just felt
And he felt
something.
like he was home.
Connection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Connection, yeah.
Like, oh my God. I see the type of negativity coming from the type of people who have a negative attitude towards this kid.
Yeah.
This is a kid.
But you know, I appreciate what Ghana did. They topped everything. They gave him a passport.
There we go.
Because Ghana was one of his last stops.
So now,
They gave him a passport.
So this-
like
this-
where you are now Ghanaian.
This gender warriors-
Hapo
Yeah.
wamefungua, hapo
these
wamefungua.
gender warriors who are against all this, what are they going to say about
But you know,
Ghana giving a
You know
passport?
who was behind that?
Ghanaian Ghana.
Think about it.
No, but you know one thing
Wode.
about Ghana.
Or it
You
was
know,
Odemaya.
Yes.
I don't know,
Wode
but
ndani deep.
remember
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yes, have
Ghana
always been
has
ahead.
always sought the
Diaspora.
diaspora.
Yes.
As they came and realized that the only way, a new way to bring new wealth into their countries by bringing back the American diaspora, especially Black people who feel like they need an escape and need somewhere to reconnect with their roots. And Ghana opened that up before any other country in
Walifungua
Africa.
sawa
Yeah.
kitambo.
So when Ghana does things like giving him a passport na vitu kaa hizo, hizo ni vitu washafikiria, because that's the African American diaspora. Hiyo ndo tegemeo yao. Hiyo ndo tegemeo yao. Hiyo ndo
new income. Yes. New
Yeah,
income.
that's
But besides the income, I think there's also some level of authenticity.
Yes.
Correct.
In what they're doing. There's
No,
some
they
level.
are authentic.
Yes, yes, it is
there's
bringing income.
authenticity in it,
Yeah.
because
Equal.
you have to make whoever is coming back to feel in a way.
Comfortable.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the thing is, if you're trying to relocate to Africa right now, right? Africa within itself, just another African moving from another country in Africa to Africa is hard. So somebody coming from another country that is not in Africa to
Yeah.
Africa is way
It's very
It's even
difficult.
harder.
Yeah.
Yes.
yes.
And
So
yeah.
So if you were to choose, let's say, between Kenya and Ghana right now, you say, I'm tired, I want to move back, where I'm going to settle with the seamless possibility.
Yes. Easiest. Yeah.
Ghana is easier.
It's going to be Ghana.
Yeah.
The only reason you're going to choose Kenya is because Kenya is your home.
Yeah, no, but for African Americans,
Ghana is
Ghana is
choice
easier,
for them, yeah.
but now they're starting to love Kenya. Kenya is becoming an actual place.
stop.
Where the only problem with Kenya is Nivo. You're not gonna get. It's not easy to get a work permit.
Na hapo ndio mali
Yeah.
wanafaa
Yeah.
kuangalia hizo screws wafungue.
Yes. Okay. Now, before we forget, because Kataimio,
Muda unayoyoma.
there was a viral incident, like while we were in Kenya, while you guys
While
were
you
here.
were away.
Yeah, while we were
Fuck
away.
Ojembe.
Yeah. There was a viral incident.
It happened when he was there.
Yeah.
That's why I said while he was away.
Yes.
sawa.
So the viral
While Ali was
incident,
away,
angojeni basi nimalize.
Oh, sorry.
There's a viral incident where, a Kenyan from the diaspora, it was a video that was circulating of a Kenyan in the diaspora undressing a woman. And I think this is the story Mora was asking us to talk about earlier. And I'm not going to sit here and say we have is what's out there. What
Correct.
most likely
We're
you've
not,
seen.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah,
in it.
we've not done any investigation. We've not done. But this is what sometimes worries me about this new world, where people just share information coming from different places. The only thing that can be verified is the video that was seen, that went around. Unfortunately, like who shared it, we don't know, but it went round, and there was that county, I don't know what they're called, the guy, Mosira.
Yeah,
something like that.
He's a county.
He's a county executive, I think.
He's a county employee of a certain department. He's the head of a department.
He's
I'm
a
not
county
sure which
executive.
department is now, because
Yeah.
he used to be the one of
Yeah.
noise and all of that.
But like what worries me is how information spreads and people stick to it, and then more information comes, and people stick to it. Now, on this case, the latest iteration that I've seen, and this is purely on social media, is people saying that this lady leaked her own
Video.
leaked the video
The
herself.
initial video.
Yeah, leaked the initial video. And now it's being claimed or alleged in those posts that it is DCI who said this. But then when you go to DCI has not said.
But DCI normally, Ali, to be honest,
Yeah.
let's call a spade a spade.
Okay.
Even if you are DCI, you release your investigative information even online?
Okay, so where did this information come from?
Again, you see, here is a problem with the way information comes across.
DCI does actually talk about its investigations online.
And that's when kesi imekamilishwa.
No, hapana. DCI talks about cases even before zikamilishwe. Have you been to the DCI YouTube page?
Okay, ngoja.
Yeah.
Okay, ngoja, Mika, don't jump on my neck.
Yeah.
Again, to me, I would not be revealing my investigative stuff before things are in it. But again,
That is you.
That's
Now
you.
let's talk about DCI.
Hold
and
on.
their
So, like,
behavior.
now, again, we cannot verify it from DCI. So,
But then again, Omosh, remember one thing. Remember, Kenya is one of those places whereby sometimes leaking something is sort of making us wacha kitu iliki ikwe rumor alafu story ipotee na iliisha. But on this situation right now, here, right now, what's happening for this young lady is that there was a video that was put in a Telegram group.
correct.
And in that video said human being from America
Correct.
was seen lifting up her dress and exposing her nether regions to his phone and to the people in the bar. Him and his friend, and mocking her or whatever jokes they're making. Even if the lady was asking to go back with him, you're going to for private information. That was the video that was leaked. That was the video
Correct.
So when that video was leaked, right? Regardless of who leaked that video, when that video was leaked, the information in the video was a man exposing a woman
Correct.
to the public. So people reacted to that.
Yes.
Yes.
So you can't blame people for how they reacted, because they
Yeah,
reacted to what
fair
was the
enough.
But we are
video.
not.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Fair enough.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So later on, the lady and the Nairobi government official,
Mosera, yeah.
started going after this man,
Mm-hmm.
and it became
A court case.
it became a court case, which made it into a public interest issue, right?
And social media went after him, even
Yeah,
mpaka his
social
job.
media went
They went
after
after
him.
him, mpaka his job. They got contacted
And then
his
they
job.
started digging, yes. So there were people who were digging on this man's side, and also people who were digging on this woman's side.
Mhm.
Now, information has come out right now
Mhm.
that allegedly
Mhm.
the DCI is reporting that the video, the IP address of the phone that posted the video on the Telegram groups was the lady's phone, not the man's phone. It says the videos on the man's phone, it was sent to the lady's phone, which sent to those videos. That is what they're saying the DCI is saying. And then now it has come out that the lady does an OnlyFans or something like that. So now they're vilifying her and saying that she does OnlyFans. She leaked the video. What was the intentions? And now they're going after the other guy. So the thing is this whole situation is a situation of manipulation of emotions. Because every scenario in this story is something that societally is wrong. So it's going to manipulate emotions of people. There's going to be a reaction. The reaction necessarily wouldn't go in it wouldn't be favoring any particular way, but it's going to elicit a reaction to different type of peoples. And this is some of those stories whereby, for me, I think they should never be news. Because regardless of who's right or who's wrong here, there's nothing like there's a right or a wrong here. It's just a thing of blunder after blunder after blunder, trying to find somebody who's going to be right, but there's nobody who's going to come out right in this situation.
You know, Mika, I think maybe not necessarily tied to this story, but just generally things happening in Kenya, especially. So these social media narratives run, and that's Goodyear is, very aptly saying that that I didn't react and I'm not reacting. Sakaja sacking the guy was funny too. I did not even know.
He was sacked.
I don't think he was sacked.
Are they saying that, or is this? Are they talking about him being moved from that other department here?
No, the guy hasn't been sacked.
He was moved to environment and
but that was before this incident.
Yes, so
that was before this incident.
The guy still works for the county.
Yeah, he still works for the county.
You go customer service or something. Here's some. It was a promotion, but it was just a promotion not to local limelight.
Yeah,
kabisa.
Yeah,
promotion unakwanga back office.
Yeah,
aonekani.
But I think problem iko Mika sasa. And me, I'm not just looking at this incident. I'm looking at the entire, information ecosystem in Kenya. Because, of course, we know very few people, especially the younger people, they do not rely on mainstream media.
No,
they do not watch it. And even the parts of mainstream media they get is a clip here and there, like a caption here and there. And mainstream media has also become very good at spreading those clips and captions, knowing that that's
in
what
their area where they'll give them,
yes,
where they will need it,
and that's that. They know that that's the only thing that people will consume, and they're never gonna go dig deeper. So they are amplifying, these narratives that spread. And to me, the danger that I'm seeing is that these narratives are turning out to become the truth, for the two sides. So there's one side that believes this is the truth, and then there's another side that believes this is the truth. And then there's no proper arbitration that we now have, because mainstream media has also decided that we are also we're also gonna dandia these trends. We're not gonna do the responsible thing that we're supposed to do. And not saying that this is a story that mainstream media should have gone for, but I'm just saying, just generally, in different stories that pop up, like today, if I'm influential, let's say like if I'm Rigathi and I want to attack someone, like I throw out an attack and then everybody launches on the attack, and then that becomes a story. It becomes an actual story. And now the argument is not necessarily whether this story is factual or whether it becomes, this is the thing, and then people launch onto that and it takes a life of its own. Mika, you're saying something.
I was saying, but then that is the whole world how it is right now. We do not have a middle ground. Politically, we are either too conservative or we are too liberal. There's no middle ground.
But I'll tell you something, Mika.
We when something happens, we either cancel you or we stand for you.
But I'll tell you something,
There's
Mika.
no middle ground.
I'll tell you something, Mika. The problem is not that there's no middle ground. The problem is that there's people on the fringes, the most extreme people. They're the loudest. Their narratives get amplified the most. So it makes us believe that the whole world is like this. I'll tell you one thing. A majority of the people are just interested in knowing the truth. But they're not given the opportunity to do that. Now, here's a difference that I will tell you, Mika. Over here, now back home, here there's still arbitration. You know, like a lot of these crazy narratives that run, that Trump, Nanini. If you want the truth, there's still a primary source somewhere. There's still some mainstream media source. Then it may not be the viral one, it may not be the popular one, but at least
it will not be. It will not be that.
It will not be that, but
Yes,
at least it's
it's
there.
there.
Yeah, ukitaka
Yes.
kujua ukweli,
Yes.
you know, hiyo anasema ati sijui Ilhan Omar amefanya
No.
hivi, ati sijui aliiba pesa nini.
No.
There's always a source that you can go, but now in Kenya where we are is that those sources are
not
drying
there.
up. They are no longer there. And I will give one example where we've also maybe
you know
seen
what?
differently
Let me
here
say
on the
this.
show.
I will say this.
Yeah.
They don't exist.
It's not that they
I
don't-
could be wrong.
It's not that they don't exist, is that
If they exist, they're not vocal.
and they're not, mainstream has decided, because mainstream
Yeah.
could have been, you know, like, because they have accountability, they cannot.
Ali,
yeah.
let me ask you something.
Yes,
Let
go
me
ahead,
ask you
Mika.
something,
Yes,
right? You know, you've said one thing. You said the thing is the extremists are so vocal, right?
yes. Their narratives are the ones that are amplified.
But then the thing is, why don't we amplify the truth?
Because
If we are so truthful like
Yes.
that, why don't we amplify?
I'll tell you why. Because the algorithms don't like that. Because we live in an algorithm world. So unaona sasa leo, I'll give an example. And this is an unpopular example because people have gone with regard this narrative. So you see about the Somalis. Yeah. So you see with the Somalis, here is the thing. There's two sides. There's one side that's saying, you know, like watu wamekuwa wakiiba, they need to go back to Northeastern. Hii real estate yote ya South Sea, Isli, and Kilimani ni wao ndo wamekuwa wakiiba, they need to go back to Northeastern. Now here's the thing, there's a one side whereby there's issues in Northeastern, there's no doubt, whereby, you know, like people are complaining that kuna corruption, kuna pesa inaibiwa. But now where people have refused to see is that the corruption that's there in Northeastern is the same corruption that's there in all 47 counties. But now it's the same corruption, yes. Kama ni wizi wa CDF.
No, it is there. It is there.
Yeah, kama ni wizi wa CDF na nini.
I'm waiting for you to
There's
finish.
no, you know, and then now when you come to the point, you know, like where you want to know the truth is there. There are reports from the Auditor General, Nancy, I think her name is Nancy Gadungu. She does a very good job. These things are actually out there.
I love that woman.
Yes, so these things, this information is actually out there. But then when you bring it up, utambua wewe una defend wa Somali because wewe ni Muislamu. Me, I'm like, I've not defended anyone. I've not said hawajafanya uwizi. I'm just saying hii kitu ambayo wanasema ati now the hardworking MPs are from here, ati why can't you be like the MPs from Kiambu? When ukiangalia Kiambu, ukiangalia hiyo report ya Gadhungu, utapata, you know, like very heavy corruption there. So that's why I'm saying, you know, like this narrative is thrown out, and then now there's almost a xenophobia against a whole group. Ni kama success yao yote inaonekana is based on money that was stolen from Minnesota. That's a narrative. Money that was stolen from Minnesota. So watu wanasema ati South Sea, Isli, na Kilimani imejengwa na pesa ya Minnesota na imejengwa na pesa ambayo imeibiwa kwa CDF.
Na pesa ya Minnesota ilitoka 2020 from 2020.
And by the way, let me say this.
So now, and that's a problem, because now mainstream media, rather than become, like arbiters of this, because mainstream media still has some influence.
Yes.
They now play onto
and
those
a
things.
Responsibility.
Yeah, they now play onto those things that people want to hear. And now your chuki, Mika amekuwa Kenya. Nimekuwa Kenya. That your chuki is now amplified on now the average person who now sees this as the only, as the only truth that's out there. So now kuna chuki ambayo imeingia kwa ground that may not have proper basis when you look at the reality of the facts on the ground. Na ndo nasema that's a reason why hii story kama ya huyu ya this lady who was this viral incident, and that's the reason why these narratives are taking lives of their own. So now people are filled with information that are based on narratives. Politicians know this, and that's the reason why it becomes very easy kupanga watu. Because look at what Rigiji is doing. Like Rigiji at some point, he was a sworn enemy, but now all of a sudden, he's a truth teller.
He's Uncle Feel Good.
When you look at President Ruto, this guy is like he's a known liar. Like his lies are properly documented, but now he's coming out, and then unaona sasa kuna watu mpaka watu, even people from Nyanza wanaanza kusema enyewe,
but
huyu mtu
let me ask,
anafanya kazi.
I have seen audio, I've seen video of people from Northeastern who themselves have actually supported Rigathi in his
accusations or
descriptions.
Accusations.
Yes.
Okay.
And actually talking about, like quoting the Quran. And I'm talking about not non-Muslims, people who are from that region.
Yes. Remember, these guys are not, they're not.
And I think there needs to be.
So remember, even these guys from Northeastern, they're also victims of this whole narrative system that we live in, where these narratives become the truth.
Narrative presentation.
These narratives become the truth. Like.
But is there truth to what Rigathi says?
There is. There
is there truth to is there truth to the fact, like, and by the way, I'm not trying to defend Rigathi.
No.
What I'm trying to do is, like, now, for example, is there truth to the fact that when he called them out of, let's say, hospitals or roads or whatever, and he came out and said that why would they do a press conference in Nairobi instead of being in their location?
How many times have like
again
how many times, no, ngoja nikuulize, how many times have MPs, governors from other counties done press conferences in Nairobi? So now you see the problem of what Rigathi does. The problem of what Rigathi does is that he now makes that. It's not uncommon.
It is not
for MPs from other counties to do press conferences. They happen all the time.
But Ali,
there
are certain things in certain counties.
Ali,
there are certain. Go ahead, Ali, Mika.
Yes, the thing
Mika.
is this.
Yes.
Now, when you see Rigathi calling out things, what OneMic is saying is that when Rigathi calls out things, and then you see people from that region calling out things, and then somebody from that region posting a video and saying that this is a quick, convened meeting. The local chiefs have been flown from Wajir to Nairobi to discuss how to counter what Rigathi has spoken about. It gets a little bit hard to defend.
Now,
it gets a little bit hard to defend because
we are not.
even you will be like, at some point you'll be like, okay, maybe Rigiji is just talking for the sake of, and I agree with you. Sometimes because we're in parliament in Nairobi, all of us, it's easier for us to meet as MPs of a certain region in Nairobi. You see what to call Nairobi at that particular moment. I agree with that, right? But then when it takes to a point whereby you are ferrying chiefs from the village to Nairobi.
Let me ask
and
you.
this is and hold on before.
Let me ask you, Mika.
No, before.
Let me ask Mika.
Before,
let me ask you a
wait,
question.
hold on.
Let me ask you a question, Mika, real quick. Njuri Ncheke chiefs. Mara ngapi wameletwa Nairobi? You see, we have
mara mingi. However,
so what I'm trying to say is that we have to try to have fidelity to the truth. First of all, leaders in Northeastern, they are not paragons of piety. Unajua historia ya kusema inafika mpaka unasikia ati watu wanasema ati pork ni haram lakini
CDF is whatever.
CDF money is
not
haram.
even that.
So you see and these things watu wanaanza kuzi and these are now common things that people are now using to mock in and beyond wa Somali. Remember, leaders who lead, Muslim majority counties, there's never been any claim that these are the paragons of piety. In fact, a lot of these leaders who are in power in northeastern, coastal, or just any Muslim majority counties, these are not necessarily people who you'll rarely see them. Unaona kama vile utaona leaders from other counties wakienda church, wakijipiga kamera, wakiwa wameshika Bible. You'll never see them doing that. You'll never see them doing that because they're not, there's not even an expectation that these are the people who are, the best Muslims out there. So hiyo kwanza kusema ati you're trying to put it like, oh, this is what Muslims claim this, but this is what Muslims are doing. Hao watu hawakuingia hapo na nini? Hawakuingia hapo kama maulama. Hawakuingia because now think about it. If we started saying tuende kwa, let's say maybe the Nakuru governor is doing corrupt things, tuanze kusema hii ndo kazi ya Wakristo. Because that's exactly what now is happening. And Rigiji is very, very good at planting seeds of hate. And by the way, he does this very deliberately. And I think sometimes people don't realize what he's doing. And you see, here's the funny thing, that here is a simple question I'll ask people. If Somalis defected to DCP, do you think this would be an issue?
Let me ask you. Do you know about
if Somalis join DCP?
Do you know the two Somali guys who do? They're very popular on social media, castigating the leadership in Northeastern.
There's a bunch of them.
They do.
So I don't know two, but there's quite.
There are two of them, and they were on the Ikonini podcast. And then there was this other lady from Northeastern herself.
Yeah.
With a hijab and everything, talking about how that what in as much as there's no respect for Rigiji, but there are certain things that he was saying that, and let's not drown the message. Yes, we know and understand that if it's in Central, corruption is deep. We are not even pretending that it is not there. Right?
It's across the 47
It is. Yeah. But the higher standard here is for lack of a better word, for our Muslim brothers who abhor corruption, abhor bribes and everything.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You understand that because and the unfortunate thing is this brush is being applied even for people who are true practicing, but
it's across the board.
It is again. As Christians, we get our licks, and by the way, wakwende, because some of us are bullshitters, Christians. But the expectation for Muslims and Islam and what they preach and what is presented is, especially like from our leaders, are supposed to be really for the people, observing the Quran, following it, and obeying it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we find out that, and which I didn't even know, that like there are clans, like it's there are tribes within.
Correct.
Like uko Northeastern.
Yes.
And I wasn't
It's a whole other
Yes.
and I did not know that.
It's a
Like
whole
when you
other
hear
world.
Sijui, what's his name? This guy of health, what's his name?
Edwale.
Idwale.
It's a
Like
whole
it's
other
a matter of bringing people.
You have to bring those clans together, otherwise it's a war.
But when you have, and I'm okay, again, I'm always willing to unlearn.
Now,
Where like she's saying that if somebody is using the Quran against you, you know, talking about how you're supposed to be helping, you're supposed to be for the people, you're supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Forget Christianity, by the way.
Yeah.
Christianity, the Bible and everything and that realm has actually taken the Bible and used it against the people to benefit themselves.
So I'll tell you one thing, Uno.
Yes.
You know, like one thing where I empathize with Christians every day, and I have been able to understand this over time, is that, you know, like as Muslims, because we have, you know, like a fairly consistent theology, it's very easy to distinguish, you know, like someone who, you know, like maybe professes Islamic faith, or maybe is even a Muslim leader. It's very easy to distinguish, you know, like someone who is doing something that's against the theology or the faith, then how do I put it? We know how to separate that. You know, we know how to separate. Huyu hapa ndio ni Muislamu na nini, but whatever he's doing is not Islamic. And by the way, there's never been there's never been anywhere where we've said that all leaders who practice the Islamic faith are pious people or are people who follow. No, that has never been the case anyway. In fact, even if you go to, you know, like history, wachanata na sasa hawa sijui MCAs and MPs nini. Go to Islamic history, even caliphs, we had caliphs who are corrupt,
Now,
who are murderers.
now let me ask you.
Yeah. So
In that particular spot right there,
yeah.
how many people outside of the Muslim faith, let's say Christians,
Yeah.
would know or understand that there is, because most of the people outside the faith know that Muslims are very, very diligent to the teachings, right?
Yeah, I think the average Christian in Kenya, and this is now I'm just talking from a Kenyan
I think
context,
even all over the world.
the average Christian tries to understand Islam from a Christian lens. And that's where they get it wrong. Yeah. That's where they get it wrong. You know, like the way, and here I'm talking about averages. I'm not talking about pious or people who've completely deviated. I'm just talking of the average person. The way the average Christian understands, Islam is the way it is from a Christian lens. Meaning, I'll give you an example.
But what do they know about?
For
what
example,
do they know about Islam?
No,
Not even from the Christian lens.
Yeah.
What do they know about Islam?
I think the average Kenyan, you know, like having interacted with Muslims, they know a few things. I'm not talking about the details, but they know certain things. But they know Muslims pray 5 times a day.
One.
They know, you know, like
Don't take
Muslims
bribes.
fast.
Don't take bribes.
No, no, that's not the case.
No.
That's not the case. Like, but when you say don't take bribes, what exactly do you mean?
Like,
What exactly do you mean when you say Muslims don't take bribes? What exactly do you mean? Ngoja kwanza OneMic explain. What exactly?
no.
do you mean?
I was just asking. I'm not saying that they don't take bribes. I'll just give you an example. So,
No, I don't think Kenyans are that naive.
You have to separate. you have to separate two things here on Mike,
Yeah.
right? You have to separate that there are two things in Kenya, right? How Kenyans look at religion, right, is different to how you're looking at it. How Kenyans look at religion, they don't look at, when it comes to corruption, they don't look at tribe or love. They look at corruption is something that happens to anybody. It's not dictated by religion, by tribe, by everything. It's dictated by opportunity. That's how corruption is looked at in Kenya.
Okay.
When you look at religion in Kenya, mostly what most people know about the other religion is in terms of holidays and things that are most frequently and openly practiced. So Christians in Kenya will understand things like Eid. They'll understand what Eid is. They'll understand what Ramadan is.
Some don't understand.
Right? They will understand, they will not understand it
They just know it's a holiday.
But they will, not know. They will understand that
They're exposed to it.
wanafunga.
They're exposed to it.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
They
like
know
they're exposed to it, but they don't understand.
Not
what
like
it is.
here.
Yeah.
Not like here.
Yeah.
They understand the value of ini Ramadan. Wanajua leo ni Eid.
Yeah.
Waislamu wako na holiday ina justify hii na hii. The same way Muslims in Kenya will know what Easter is, will know what Christmas is. Wana understand, wanaielewa. So there's hakuna hiyo. So when you say that they know that Muslims don't take bribes, no. Bribe in Kenya ikwangi na religion. Bribe in Kenya ni opportunity.
And that's where Mike, I will tell you, I don't think Kenyans are that naive to think there's no Muslim who takes
No.
I don't think Kenyans are that naive. I think where there's a difference is that there's still a very high value, in the average Muslim held towards what, the Quran teaches. And I'm saying this in a very respectful way. I don't necessarily think the average Kenyan Christian, has, and here I'm talking about averages, has the same high value towards, for example, what the Bible says in as far as judging and that's the reason why you'll find even Muslims coming out and saying, when in Islamu,
I'm in agreement, bro.
Yeah.
There are very many Christians don't know shit about the Bible.
So
I'm in agreement with Ali on that one.
Mika will give you an example. I understand what you want to say, but I'll give you,
I'm in agreement with Ali on that one.
I'll give you an example. Unaona, kwa mfano, kuna Waislamu ambao wanakunywa pombe.
True.
But there's still a lot of shame associated, especially kama umekutana na Muislamu mwingine. Kuna hiyo bado utajaribu kujificha. Yeah, kuna hiyo bado, not that we don't do these things. Unaona, even in our advanced age, I'll give another simple example. In our advanced age, it's still very socially shunned. Uko tuseme 29 years old, ati una introduce, hey mom, this is my girlfriend. So in our communities,
oh really?
Not that 29-year-olds don't have girlfriends, but how it is very rare wakimleta nyumbani, wakimleta nyumbani ni ile we are talking marriage.
Wacha nikupe example.
Yes.
Wacha nikupe example mbona tukubaliane na story yako.
And that's a reason why we are sometimes held to a higher standard. Okay. I am not complaining about it.
Ndo nakwambia, wacha nikwambie mbona sikubaliane na hiyo story, and it's going to be simple. Which is the biggest denomination of Christians in Kenya?
I think Catholics.
Protestants.
Catholics, right?
Catholics, yeah.
Is it Protestants?
Yeah,
Catholics?
No, ni Catholics.
No
Catholics.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I didn't know
Unomaiko ni Catholic, right?
I'm non-denominational.
What do you mean? Si wendi ulikuwa umeenda kuona.
Well, relax, boss.
I go. Uliambiwa utapigwa nini mateke.
No, okay, nakwambia Unomaika okay.
Nimesimamia na nimeenda, very relax.
Yeah. So as a Catholic, right?
Yes.
As a Catholic.
Yes.
Right? kuna vitu si ufanya na si ufundishwa kama madrasa vile Waislamu hufundishwa na kila kitu yao nini, unaona? And I will tell you, as majority of Catholics, naweza kuwa na hangover but naenda church.
Correct.
True.
Unaona?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Mkatho hawezi kosa Ash Wednesday.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Kuna vitu zile zenye si ufanya za religion zenye zimedrilliwa into us from a young age hatuwezi kosa kufanya.
Right.
Hata mimi mwenye siendangi church siwezi kosa Ash Wednesday. Hiyo kwa guarantee lazima niende Ash Wednesday.
Yes.
Unaona? Like kuna zile vitu like siwezi kosa za Catholic.
I mean a household. So, yes.
Unaona, the same way alio nasema vile kuna Islamu kuna vitu nyuko ngamko stack nazo. The biggest denomination of Christians in Kenya, which is Catholic, are stuck with that. The second biggest denomination of Christians in Kenyans, which is Anglican, which ni Wakatho, two wali protest, but they are 85% Catholic, do the same thing. And then after that, utapata ile wa Kikuyu inaitwangaje? Presbyterian.
PCA. The PCA kana nireko need, I don't know.
I love after PCA utapata Seventh Day. So
ya kina Omosh.
Yes.
So hiyo narrative ati ya Kristo.
So Mika, I'll tell you where the difference is. Mika, now listen to understand and not to respond. Kwa sisi it's day to day things. It's not ngoja Mika nimalize. It's how we dress, how our women dress. It is things that are day to day. Every day. Ukiamka, you know, like these are things that are every day, because one big distinction na with the practice of Islam inakufuata, you know, like daily, you know, like almost every other hour of the day. And then there are those things that are invisible. For example, you guys have had me talking about, for example, vitu kama riba interest.
Yes.
Which is also in the Bible. But yes. But nonasema, sasa sisi, these things ambazo watu wanasema ni za zamani that don't apply today are still very, very important to us. Unaona kitu simple sasa kama collecting interest. You know, like and this is something now that has socially been made acceptable.
Okay.
But within Muslim circles,
it's not.
It is not.
Yes.
Yeah. So not to say that hakuna Waislamu ambao wanakula riba.
No, agreed.
But it's still something that socially it's not acceptable.
You know, okay, Mick,
finish his point.
Yeah.
No, what I was saying is this. Unaona, ndio the same thing Kenya sema.
Yeah.
I can tell you for a fact.
Yeah.
Kuna watu wenye kuomba rosary ni kitu ufanya kila siku.
Yeah.
Kuna watu wenye ufanya daily devotions.
Yeah.
Hiyo ni kitu ufanya daily. Unaona?
Yes.
Kuna watu kama mimi, muombea food. Right? Sign of the cross. Before ni drive gari, lazima ni sign of the cross. Unaona? Like at the end of the day, there is always kuna vile mtu anareconnect na Mungu, hata kama si mtu wa kwenda church kufanya nini ama nini, kuna vile mtu kwa bado anareconnect na ile Mungu yake. So it's not a thing that we say that Christianity inakonga na certain ngoja ati inakonga tina kitu ya certain days ati watu wafuatange Mungu kila siku. Hiyo itakuwa uongo.
Sijasema hivyo na Mika, that's why I'm saying you're listening to respond.
I'm not responding.
Then give me a chance to speak. Give me a chance to speak.
Wacha Mika maliza.
Yeah.
No, ngoja nimalize Ali. Nilikuwa na respond. Mika nilikuwa nasema ni ukisema that hiyo point ya kusema ati when it comes to in touch of religion, don't push, especially back home. Kumbuka kitu moja yenye ufanya watu inashindia watu kura Kenya kwa nini? LGBTQ. Wanakumbukanga wote ni Wakristo. Kenyans and religion, it's one, and that's the reason why hata shule ilikuwa simple kuconvince kuchange education kwa sababu gani? Waliambia machurch CRE haitatolewa kwa curriculum, itabaki kwa curriculum, and it was easy for church to convince parents to change the curriculum ya shule.
Now,
kwa sababu ya nini? People are still so in tuned with religion in that country.
but here's something that I'll say.
As much as hatuwezi sema we are a holy place,
But here's something that I'll say, Mika. Have you ever wondered how come, like when one private Muslim, let's call him Duale or whatever name, akifanya kitu inakuwa ni Waislamu, but when, let's say, like a Catholic or an Anglican does it, it is Njoroge or it is Kamau. Have you ever asked yourself that question, why that happens? Because and it's very common.
No, I do that. I mean, I do that especially when it comes to matters.
I can answer you in a simple way, Ali. Because in Njoroge or a Kamau, it's simpler to call like Njoroge Kikuyu or a Mkamba ama Mjaluo than kumwataka na religion yake. But nikiattack huyu jamaa nisema huyu jamaa ni Al-Shabaab ama nisema nafanya hivi, ndakuwa nimepush narrative ile nataka. At the end of the day, it's not the correct narrative. But it's now, the narrative that evokes emotion.
But now, Mika, when it comes to, like Muislamu, let's not even talk about all tribes. Like Muslim majority tribes, there's multiple of them. There's multiple tribes that are Muslim majority tribes. But unaona kama hii issue ya Northeastern, kuna watu hata hawasemi wa Somali, wanaanza kusema Waislamu.
Because it's easy. Kwa sababu ya Al-Shabaab.
And that's why Mika ndo nakwambia, there's which I never complain about, there's a higher standard that we are held to, because if you go somewhere ambapo kuna like Waislamu, it will take you a very short time to tell you hii ni area ama huu ni mji wa Waislamu.
Ali,
if you go to an area where tuseme like ni mji wa Catholics, it may not be that obvious. Kama we ni mgeni, it may not be that obvious.
Ali, ukienda ukatwe na panga Gatundu, pale ni kwa Catholics wamejaa, watasema ukatwe na Mungiki, because that's the extremist gang over there. It's which name evokes the most emotion, that's what's going to be used. Ino kitu ulikuwa unasema hapo while we were talking a few minutes ago on the over-sensationalism of journalism, on how we are reporting stuff, how we are labeling stuff. It's how people are relating to stuff.
Yes.
Nikakwambia shida ni we are so extreme on how we make decisions, atunanga in between. So if we know ukikatwa Central umekatwa na Mungiki, hata kama umekatwa na mtu mwingine itasemekana Mungiki. Ukikatwa kwa Waislamu watasema umekatwa na Al-Shabaab, umekatwa na terrorist. Ukikatwa Mombasa na watasema umekatwa na wale majamu wa Kenya si pwani, wale walikuwa nani, wale wa Giriama. Unaona, ukienda Western utasema umekatwa na Msumbiji. It's simple as that.
Now,
the evil that is reigning in that area, utakuwa labeled to that area.
And now you see,
it's not and the thing is that it's not about ati wanachukia religion ama wanachukia nini. It's about
but you see,
which evokes emotion at that particular moment.
So at that point of emotion, you see part of the problem with what's happening right now in Kenya and what's making easy to easily divide people politically. Ni kwamba, like these narratives, not only are they amplified, but now there's no spaces that are actually interested in following the truth. And part of the problem with following the truth, it could be expensive. Unaona kama vile zamani, there was a lot of investigative journalism, like where someone would go, Jitopevu would go, and
Mohan,
figure out, this is what's African happening. Because unaona sasa kama kama hiyo issue ya NEP, if I tell people now, let's go and look at what the actual available reports on CDF money that has been stolen and county money that has been stolen.
Right.
If we go and analyze it, this information, by the way, is freely available online. And that information, ukienda uisome, you'll be very shocked and surprised that the narrative that's reigning, that these are the most corrupt, this is the most corrupt county, or these are the most corrupt constituencies, does not align with what. And here I challenge people, and that's why I said it is important to challenge ourselves, because especially here in 2026, we want to be a space where, you know, like we do not take this side or that side, but we try to analyze what's publicly available, that others are not talking about, and that are not being debated. Ingeni, hata ingia kwa ChatGPT, you listen to, you know, but Ali, I think it's Ali who's saying this.
But I think also, Ali,
yeah,
I think it is important to also accept before, because right now you're taking a defensive stand.
But
no. Let me finish.
Where have I denied?
No, let me finish.
Yes.
You're taking a defensive stand because what you're doing is you're doing a whataboutism. All that we need to understand and accept is that there is Madhogodhanyo all around.
Yes.
That is it. And in terms of okay, you're trying to, you know, in terms of even comparing numbers and whatever, one thing that has been very prevalent is the corruption that goes on in Central when it comes to the government. The corruption that goes on, maybe I'm gonna say, let me speak for Central.
That's fair enough.
No.
Yeah, that's
whatever the corruption has been going on in Central, that is what has been prevalent.
I agree.
And nothing nothing at some point has ever been raised about Northeastern. But when Northeastern, no, let me finish.
No, that is not true, though.
Let me finish.
Yeah, but I'm just
let me
telling you
finish.
It's not true.
But when Northeastern is brought up, what happens? But in as much as Northeastern has this, let us also look at the books at Central. But Central has always been on the map. We know and we understand. I'm from Central. There's corruption. It is whatever. I would, again, maybe it's, I know, Muda umeyoyoma, but I would like to know in terms of money disbursed, what has been put into, vis-a-vis what has been put into Central, and we compare. In terms of, there's so many things that I would like to know, but I don't know. However, everything and every time, it's all about Central. I'm not even going to talk about Western. I'm not going to talk about other places, but I know Central, when it comes up.
Nyanza has always also come up. Not only Central.
Nyanza
has
but I know
also
for me, I'm going to speak for Central.
Yes.
Central, given this, given that, or whatever.
That is fair.
That's it.
That is fair.
The funny thing about Northeastern is that before even all this noise was happening, there were people who were talking about Northeastern.
Yes.
And they were making noise about it.
Absolutely.
And the funny thing is that the same noise those people were making is the same things that Rigiji is pointing to right now. Right? And even after Rigiji started pointing out stuff, other people are coming out and pointing out stuff and showing that, like, it's nepotism, ABCD from here to here. ABCD is not happening. This is not happening. We've never seen this one here. Remember, Northeastern is the same guys who had a governor who lived in Dallas.
Ule governor wa Nakuru. Kihika.
Nakuru kulikuwa na huko Northeastern kulikuwa na deputy governor alikuwa na Shidara, alikuwa
deputy governor
alikuwa wa Diaspora, alikuja akavai akarudi America.
Are you talking about West Pokot?
No, I know there was
the
one
doctor,
in West Pokot. You are Northeastern CGU.
You are Northeastern CGU.
Yeah, West Pokot.
New West Pokot, yeah. New West Pokot, yeah. New West Pokot.
The thing is,
but I'll tell you, one of the lies that Rigiji, for example, and I know people are not interested in knowing whether he's telling the truth or lying, but I'll tell you one of the lies that he's saying, for example, is, for example, because alianza na Minnesota. Alisema pesa ya Minnesota ndo imetumika kujenga, some of these buildings in Isli na nini. Minnesota, 250 million. I think because there was a mix of Somalis and other people, let's even give the Somalis 200 million of that 250. Your 200 cannot even build just BBS Mall. Yeah. Your cannot even BBS Mall peke yake is not enough to build it. But then because he's thrown this out there, then people cling on to it. Are there corrupt people who have buildings in Isli, South Sea? Of course. Yeah, everywhere, of course, no doubt. But then, it muddies the water because there's also a majority of the people who have just been doing honest business. But now, what iko kwa mind ya sasa the average person who's feeding on this Rigiji information is success yote unaona South Sea, Isli is all based on stolen money, is all based on hiyo wanaita hiyo CDF money na hiyo Minnesota money, and that's Rigiji's goal, because he understands that people are not gonna look at the detail.
Now welcome
Yeah.
to the thinking part of somebody from Central,
Yes,
who has done everything right, but is always lumped up in.
I agree.
We're
in agreement. Yes,
Corruption or whatever.
We're in agreement.
Kimoja pia unafaa kuangalia ni huyu Rigiji mwenyewe amekuwa kiletwa huku na hii gava ya huku same gava yenye anacheza na Ruto. So Rigiji kunafuta kipayuka pia anapayuka na intela amepatiwa. Right? Inaweza kuwa right, inaweza kuwa wrong, but anapayuka pia.
Amekuwa fed.
Alikuwa kwa gava So at the end of the day, kitu moja tunafaa kuangalia side zote mbili ni there's going to be politics and there's going to be truth.
Yeah. But now,
right?
To wrap up, do you know one thing that will not surprise me, Mika?
At the end of the day, ni zote mbili zitakuwa.
Yeah. But
kutakuwa na siasa.
True. Yes, okay.
Very true.
Do you know, to wrap up, do you know one thing that will not surprise me? And tutakuja hapa tutaongea next year 2027. It will not shock me if Rigiji, the truth teller, reunites with Ruto. Tuongee 2027. And you'll come back and tell me.
I actually think they will reunite.
There's a very good chance that those two will reunite.
The way I'm seeing things,
there's a very good chance that those two will, and I will not be surprised.
Yeah.
And mimi nimesema wale watu wote, because there are people who voted for Uhuru 3 times, and then they voted for Ruto to punish Uhuru. And then now they are so mad at Ruto. I won't be surprised when all these people who are so mad at Ruto embracing him back. Tungoje tuone.
They will not. They will not. Wacha nikwambie. Rigiji akienda hiyo barabara.
Yeah.
Bro, I can tell you, Rigiji hata yeye atatupwa nje.
Okay. Let's wait and see.
Na wahenga walinena kilicho na mwanzo hakina budi kuwa na mwisho. Meli imetia nanga. We are about to wrap this puppy up for the first time in 2026.
Na bado mulikuwa late. Useless.
Mika Och Buddha boss gathe abandu banya murembe muno musahuru kaende Buddha.
Surely.
AFC Leopards.
You have messed it
Mbona
up.
msiwai ya papi iko unwrapped?
Never ever. Not with the mosh around.
Anyway, umone FC wako juu ya league.
Hebu waambie.
Alafu uliona Kunya, Matthias Kunya.
We nyamaza.
Dogu!
Relax, boss. Relax.
You know, I even have an AFC shirt.
You're an AFC shirt.
I have an AFC shirt.
Wachane FC, ulize Matthias Kunya ni nani?
Okay.
Alikunya.
Alikunya Emirates.
Ni sawa tu, ena ngori.
I feel sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
truly
the
feel
Mika.
sorry for watu wa Man U.
Mika, it was one. It was just one. See, you just let this. You're not letting.
No.
No, me I was actually. Me I was
They
They have to
actually happy
milk
for them.
it. They have to milk
Me
it.
I was happy for them because walikuwa wamekuwa wanyonge.
Ya kabisa.
Walikuwa wamekuwa
Unakumbuka ile
wanyonge
game-
mbaya sana.
Unakumbuka ile game walipiga goli Ngeto akatushinda akaongea mbaya sana.
Me I was happy for Man U.
Wrap it up, wrap it up Kikunya.
Anyway.
Wamekuwa wanyonge yani mpaka like where did the banter go? Where did the fire go?
It's
So at
okay.
least niliwafurahia.
Big brother amewapatia kitu.
Yeah.
Unajua nini? It's okay. Unajua kuna watu wametuongelesha on Wednesday na tulikuwa na show wiki mzima wamenyamaza wameongea wiki from Sunday to Wednesday hawakuwa na mdomo wakapata sauti, but all in all it's nice to be back
Satan.
with you. I want to thank everybody who tuned in today. Happy hour. We're back. 2026. Watch out for a few different things, a few new things. Hopefully you'll enjoy what we have in store for you, and we're looking forward to spending the year with you. Apart from that, hey, stay warm. For those who are hitting the cold, for those who are warm, lucky you. But enjoy your weekend. Leeds United fanya kitu kesho. Good night.
Yani,
Almost fire. Don't even comment.
friends. Is that
Friends of Leeds.
You know him is saying, yeah, now he's friends. Yeah, he's friends of Leeds.
Hiyo ndo coping mechanism ya watu wa Man
That
U.
is it.
Yeah,
That is
they-
the only
they-
coping
they
mechanism.
Look for,
Wow.
They look for other teams that are playing.
Wacha nikwambie,
Wow.
Man
Hiyo ndo
City
coping
oye!
mechanism.
Don't make me mute you. Haya. Omosh, twende kazi.
So, welcome back to the show, to our mafans, wachangiaji, our watazamajis, our bantiologers, our YouTube keyboard warriors. Thank you for being here. And interestingly enough, we got a very interesting request. There are people who want us to do twice a week.
Aye.
Yes.
Sisi tunafikiria once in 2 weeks and then saa inaenda twice a
Yes,
week.
twice a week. Good day, you hear that? Twice a week.
Aye.
Good is like, this show is so good. Why aren't you guys doing twice a week? Are
Aye,
you guys
yeah.
gonna go twice a week?
Hey,
I
hey,
said,
hey,
look,
hey.
once-
Akisponsor hiyo show ya pili sana.
If he sponsors the whole show every week,
We,
Aina
lakini
ngori.
twice a week. Saa itakuwa siku gani ya pili?
Wednesday.
yes.
Ama Monday? Ama Monday is too
no,
soon.
No, Monday is too soon, man.
Unajua kuna
First of all, on Monday, you don't even know how to move. You don't even know whether your left foot is nini.
Yes.
It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. You can't move on Monday. We know you.
Wednesday it
And,
is.
and then this guy on Wednesday, schedule yake is dead in the water.
For now, Wednesday is good because Thursday niko na soka.
Until-
Niko na soka.
No, we can't do Thursday and Friday. But anyway,
Of course, it's a
but
wrap.
again, this is things that are coming. So you see, like the new year is bringing up, suggestions, things, and this is our audience who are asking for it. So there's actually a need. We wait and see. We can float it out there and say, hey, if you guys want a second show and you are willing to sponsor it, we can do a second
And
show.
when we talk about sponsoring,
It's not $3.
no.
Yeah.
Ama maybe we should get Gen Z mentees and get them to do a one mic show.
Si show ya on
youth-
Wednesday ni ya kina Val.
Eh?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
sawa.
mean,
Food for thought.
There's
Wrap it
there's
up.
possibilities, but again, more things coming down the pike. Thank you, people. I know we kidogo late. Wagani hivyo unajua kuchanganyishwa, first time nini, getting our timing right, siji ule mtu wa kukunya hajakunya, but then we're getting there. But yes, that's how things are. And as friends of us as friends of Man U, muendelee tu hivyo. Meanwhile, have a good week. Stay away from the cold, the ice, and things that are black that have ice on them. And we'll see you next week. Peace.
Okay, asante sana, Omosh Fire. Thank you so much for joining us on the first episode of the year. Hiccups hapa na pale, it's first day in school. We have to get the reps in. We have to get things together, and then everything will be flying as normal. So asanteni for your patience with us and for tuning in on the first day of the week. Hapa Gudia nasema Ruto is going to create a shocking broad-based government. It's Kenyan politics, never-ending drama. Kalonzo will even join Ruto too. Hapa, I highly doubt it. I think this time Kalonzo will go for it.
Nothing.
Yeah. I think Kalonzo will go for it.
There's nothing in Kenyan politics that
all,
is Nini.
It's all or nothing for him. And if he doesn't go for it this time, then it's probably never happening. But one thing that I wish to remind people, because we sometimes tend to have short memories.
Yeah.
Before, 2002, and even before 2002, Kibaki was never popular. In fact, even within Bezia, even within Kikuyu country, they had some nicknames for him.
Yeah, they just looked at him as
he was not charismatic, because I think problem is watu wamezoea, because of Uhuru and Ruto, people are now used to having these presidents who
you can feel attached.
Who you can feel attached, you can feel that him neza kwenda, and they don't realize. They don't realize that these things, usually turn around. I think people are now fed up of these charismatic leaders who are not delivering. So that's why I'm telling people, do not underestimate Kalonzo. Vile meona, he's quiet, amenyamaza, and he's uncharismatic. Hana hiyo excitement, that's exactly where Kibaki was. And he ended up becoming the president of Kenya for 2 terms. We know in the second term, he stole the election. I think now it's fairly accepted that Baba won, that 2007 election. I don't think that's disputable, but he stayed president for 10 years. So that's why I tell people that's a space to watch. The other thing that people have to watch out for, if you're going to be in a scenario where we'll go to a runoff, which has some likelihood of happening, then whoever will be number 3 becomes the new kingmaker. No matter how small his vote is, or her vote for that matter, they become the kingmaker. Ukiwa number 3 na uko na 2%, you're now the new kingmaker. They will most likely be made the wanaitaje prime cabinet secretary or prime minister or whatever. So it's a numbers game, and that's why people are fighting for these political parties to have a certain number of MPs inside parliament to have some level of control. We have a lot of things in store this year. This is the year where everything changes, or things might break for Kenya. I hope, people will make the right decision. I hope what we're diaspora appear, we do not get sucked into the tribal postures that people take before elections. To me, that's one of the ugliest parts of when we start approaching election year. And it's less than 18 months away. So make sure choose wisely. Hatukupata chance ya kuongea vitu za hapa Amerika because vitu za Kenya zilitu occupy. Because huko Amerika pia ni moto umewaka.
Ile mbaya.
Yes.
Kimeumana.
Yes. So asanteni sana. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yoyote ambaye anataka kunipigia simu, nambari yangu bado ni ile 1-800 mteule. Na operator akishika simu, mwambie unataka kusema na mjukuu, na akikuuliza mjukuu yupi, mkumbushe ni mjukuu yule wa Masai, because I'm Kenyan by blood, American by design, Masai by choice. Si chagui, si kagui, na si bagui. Kwaherini.
Here's the interesting thing. We are going to have fun. This season has just started.
Yes.
So it's not at there's a limit.
Yeah.
Aiden, daddy loves you. Jerry, daddy loves you. Nemo, daddy loves you. Until next week, be blessed. DJ Machachari Buddha Boss Gave.
Mzuka na mtresi bushi simpati baba. Bushi na sijata vipi yani. Kwani uko Kulikuwa na issue leo, tunaingia shamba babs, unajua kitaa. Hebu mcheki pia Brown bwana.
Mwana Juma sukuje na mwana city. Twende shamba manarada ziko fiti. Sulize kuleo talewa, kupeo tapewa. So chungo silete mititi. Nimesizi macho zimenyanya, zima njugu zinanichanganya. Na masela tukisha kutana, tuwezi kukwazana.
Pigie simu ambie stima haijatosha. Kuna mzigo kuchukua, ibuka mtupanga posta faster. Tembeza raba sheki rado skypusha kaka kire. Ukiona kiwingu kausha, usishtuke. Ukiona wana wameshika zuna, wanga ni fashion tu. Ila vita hakuna, ila usibugi usilete maswala ya kiku. Usilete unoko machoko huku wanatuna.
Karibu shamba mwana ndogo tumagie dundu. Karibu shamba pesa meni bichi la kizungu. Karibu shamba bichi la masela joturuke nama. Karibu shamba pesa meni tumagie dundu. Karibu shamba mwana ndogo bichi la kizungu. Karibu shamba bichi la masela joturuke nama dera. Madundo na dundu amelewa nataka gonga kizungu. Bada donke aniga wezi compare. Cheki babia na fotazama visho nundu. Kila mtu na mtu wake, bebe karuka jena mtu wake. Choma kitu sela mini tembezela. Karibu shamba zini pande za wase.
Sheria unangoa sio jino chukua ndoa. Koko kwangu tukichoma make sure uja kuhoa. Janjo kinelewa jua mjinga mechelewa. Kula bata upanya leo vyote finaliwa. Sana shamba anga zetu tu. Nivi blues na visina ma sister do. Mikono juu hapo vipi? Hapo vipi? Hapo vipi? Iko vipi?
Karibu shamba mwana ndogo tumagie dundu. Karibu shamba pesa meni bichi la kizungu. Karibu shamba bichi la masela joturuke nama. Karibu shamba pesa meni tumagie dundu. Karibu shamba mwana ndogo bichi la kizungu. Karibu shamba bichi la masela joturuke nama dera.
Kuna patu twenzetu shamba pita bambuni mwone night club unavyobamba. Umalisi majemu wazuri shamba wakati soko kwa Sam's wamejipamba. Kila mtu namba, kila mtu namba. Sio mapanga, tunapanga, tunapata mwana. Don't die, go hard in your element. Forever, forever, yeah. Stay high, more life. Go hard in your element.
I've been minding your business. I've been checking the life that you live with your mistress. This is my ecosystem, and it starts in your mind when you have proper intentions. Bad energy, let go. Panga ka vacation. Alhamdulillah, go hard in your element. It's running out. Your time is running out. If you never prepare, your time is up. But never walk alone. Wanna feel it in a kide, balaklava kile, mana una sinema, basi nikipanga kwangu unapanga kwako. Forever, yeah. We stay fly, we don't die. Go hard in your element. Forever, yeah. Stay high, more life. Go hard in your element. Jinai suki bounce, we jinai suki bounce. You look nice suki bounce, very very nice suki bounce. Jinai suki bounce, we jinai suki bounce. You look
just
nice
like Morocco, intimate vibe with the logos. Fine girl says she wanna take a photo. When I get a Birkin, just send me the toto. Living life like I just won the lotto. Outer space with my G's and solo. Living life, baby, that's the motto. Na bagamba ndi movie never beat that solo. Yeah, Hakuna Matata, c'est la vie ce soir. If you wanna make a bet, better put it on yourself. Protect your heart, maybe put it in a safe. Keep good memories and put them in a frame. Yeah, oh my friends, them I wanna see them every 10 days. Had my back even back then. Almighty Father, please cover them. Oh, everybody want the dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar. I just wanna see a gala wine, gala wine, gala wine, gala bend over. Yeah, yeah, so me funny, sorry baby, we were not meant to be. You just found me funny, and I love it when a gala wine, gala wine, gala wine, gala bend over. Yeah, 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 gala bend.
nazi add, lakini hazi add up. Na divide tena multiply. Napata niko minus, unaweza tamani Hennessy. Na budget ya konyaki, unazi add. Walete lakini hazi add up.
Hapa ni wapi? Walimu wa math wamekubali. naishi vilavish hadi mwisho wa month misishi kwangu mabadi unijazi ya furaha maganji zikingia ndani ya banka mabadi unikali ya Rihanna makali ikionja sharuba Nairobi ni Nairobi nalipa deni na deni nalipia deni kakuna note ila ikose ya sherehe tunapiganga weekendi wananitafuta batanione simu peke mina ansa ni ya pedi hadi kwanja itampole ni back biashara ya spending daily
nazi ad lakini hazi ada na divide na multiply napata niko minus unazatama ni Hennessy na budget ya kunyaki nazi ad lakini hazi ada
miuguzia guzia nikidema in-laws monas bandia waite shiro oi alititiwa na vidole oi alipimpiwa vile ni mpona kauko kutu jidishi na mini kwa mbali na fimbo ya mbali wezi kula mbali oi na sasa ni haso kupambana alo idelofia we were born for war hapa Kanairo